Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Thunder Valley. It is American Flat Track. It's the Law Tigers Peoria TT presented by Country Saloon. We're getting set to go with the 74th running of the Peoria TT. There is downtown Peoria down by the river. But all the action is here today. Look at this beautiful setting as we're getting set to go with our first round of practice. Mission Super Twins are up first. 74th running. We took a break last year. We were not here. We're glad to be back out here in Thunder Valley, so everybody's getting set, ready to go. First round of practice is staging up against the Law Tigers Peoria TT presented by the Country Saloon. And we're getting set to go. There is no grandstands here. For you folks that have never been here, you get to just come on in, stake your spot in the grass, and get set to go. There's a bunch of people that line up and stage over there by the jump. That's where they watch the racing. When you come on down the hill, there's two different entrances when you come down the first hill. Over there by the pit entrance, that is where the American Flat Tracker Clothing Company is set up. Before we get started, we'll check in with one of our other members of the crew. We'll check in with Ricky here in just a little bit. Ricky's getting staged. He's going to see the Peoria TT for the first time ever. He's over there on the hill. I told him to go over there and check out what goes on over there by the jump and see what all the action is, what all the fuss is about. The biggest jump on the racetrack. It is the beautiful setting. Here is the rookie flat tracker to the Peoria TT, Ricky Rackman. Ricky, where'd you find a place to watch from?
Oh, hey, Scotty. I'm hanging out by the hill. You know, all of the flat track fans have always told me, oh, wait till you get to Peoria. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. Out of all the racing this season, this is the race that I've been looking forward to the most. This track is so unique. Despite the track, let's just look at this. There is no grandstands here. There's just grass. Look at these people. These people have been showing up early. They just set some places up on the track. We're getting ready to see some riding. And I'm telling you right now, the guy that's dominant, obviously, Scotty's going to talk about that a lot. Kristen's going to talk about Henry Wiles. So I'm telling you right now, there's a lot of Henry Wiles fans here, but there's also a lot of Dallas Daniels fans. So I think it's just going to make the racing that more exciting today. I'm excited. I mean, the third lap, they're going to be getting some air, which we haven't really seen all year. Even in Atlanta, there wasn't a lot of air. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this.
Briar Bauman's about to turn off at turn number 2 and head up the jump against their first lap. They're getting up to speed. Briar goes up the jump right now. He'll be headed towards you right now, Ricky. And there he goes. Just a little bit of air that time. The jump is the same configuration as it was back in 2019. Briar's not quite up to full song yet. It is sprinkling a little bit. So Briar's not up to full song just yet. This is one of 2 races this year. They get to use a front brake. You can see the loose dirt coming off the back tire here at Thunder Valley. Leaders coming up to turn number 2. Headed up the jump. Here they come, Ricky.
Bauman has to say about the track, because I don't know if you've been checking out his social media, but he was almost taunting AFT saying, I hope we get a lot of air this time. Well, it looks like they're going to get some air. I'm also really curious to see what happens with JD Beach. Remember, JD Beach already has a TT win. It'd be pretty cool to see JD Beach with that Essence and Yamaha win today as well.
Absolutely. So Ricky's over there by where they're landing. And speaking of JD Beach, he is the fastest on the racetrack right now with the 27.174. They're just starting to get the speed. Up and over the jump they go. It kind of levels out, so they're not really going to be going that high, but they'll really carry the momentum as they get faster and faster. JD Beach twisting the throttle on the 95 Essence and Racing Monster Energy Yamaha. He's chasing the number 9 Jared Meese and Van de Kooi on that 20 bike. Interesting note, Jared Meese has never won the Peoria TT in the Grand National. Up the jump they go. 20 bike of Van de Kooi. He does good on the TT courses. They put their right foot out. They don't necessarily put it down, and they're barely actually putting their left foot down right now. The track is a little bit tacky. It was dry yesterday. There was a threat of some moisture this morning, so they're putting moisture on the racetrack, and the white flag is already coming out. First round of practice for the Mission Super Twins at 26.809. It's still the 95 bike. JD Beach quickest so far. It was no surprise. Look how high Van de Kooi just went right there. So Vander's not scared to air it out. Ricky, what do you think so far?
Well, I'll tell you, the one thing that I'm really interested is how Sammy Halbert is going to perform. Because, yeah, we know he won the last week in New York. But But remember, Sammy Halbert's got that injured foot. They're not really putting their foot down that much when they're going right, but I'm watching the guys going around the turn right now, and their foot is coming in contact a little bit with the track. So I'm really curious to see how Sammy Halbert is going to be health-wise. Also, coming off that jump, that's putting a lot of pressure on that ankle. And if you saw on Instagram, he had to pull out some big, long, gnarly rods out of his feet. I mean, he had a real foot injury. So it'll be interesting to see how Sammy's doing at the TT today.
11 bikes have been on the racetrack. Sammy Halbert is the slowest of the 11, but we'll have to see if he can find some speed. Also keeping our eyes on Meese to see if he can find any speed. He is, of course, working off an injury from earlier this season. He's right now third. JD Beach, quick time here in practice, 2:06.809. Briar Bauman, 2:06.869. Briar won the last time we were here back in 2019. Again, that is your Mission Super Twins, presented by S&S Cycles. That was their first round of practice. The Mission Super Twins will get 2 rounds of practice. Everybody else will get just 1 round of practice. As they pull off the racetrack, AFT Singles will be next. There'll be 3 groups in the singles class. There's a look at JD Beach right there. He is the fastest. He has 3 Grand National victories, and they are all on TTs. Let's see if JD can pull off the 4th win of his career, his first ever in the Premier class. Singles are on the racetrack. Group number 1. The 1 is Dallas Daniels. He won last time we were here in 2019. Maxwell is on the 18. 13, Morgan Mishler. 15 is Mikey Rush. 17, that's King Henry. Henry Wiles, the 17 bike, 14-time winner here at this racetrack. 48, Trent Lowe. 21, Trevor Bruner. And the 105 is the broiler, Brandon Kitchen. Dallas has only raced here once as a Grand National, and he won. That was his first year as a pro rider. There's Maxwell, who was in the points lead for a couple of rounds. Now he slid back to second, but we got ourselves a good title fight. There's the one of Daniels up the jump. 18 of Maxwell. Right-hander into the quick left-hander. Normally will be normal 3 and 4 on a normal flat track race right here, off of 4 or up of the final corner. Dallas Daniels out in front, has quick time so far. Maxwell right behind him on the 18 factory Red Bull KTM. Daniels has the quickest time so far as they're just getting up to speed. Maxwell takes a look over his shoulder as he heads up the jump. Wiles' time has not been recorded just yet. Maybe his transponder's not working, or maybe he's on a bike that doesn't have the transponder on it. He just now goes across the line. So we'll do this update right here. Wiles back here at about the 5th spot. All right, Ricky, what do you think so far? Where are you at?
Okay, I don't want to be conspiracy theorists right now, okay? We know Henry Wiles is, to say he's confident would be the understatement of the world. He's positive he's going to come in here and win. Is it possible, Scotty, that maybe he wouldn't put a transponder on his bike because he doesn't want anybody to know his times?
You know, I was kind of thinking the exact same thing, since this is only practice, but his times are not being recorded, so I don't know what was going on, but I was thinking that exact same thing, Ricky. That's funny. King Henry. Henry's fastest right now, 2:06.958. We'll have an interview with him a little bit later on, as actually Ricky sat down with him in between 2 turns yesterday afternoon when we got here to Thunder Valley. Wiles getting into a little bit of traffic right here as the white flag comes out for the one of Dallas Daniels. Daniels to the top spot, 2:06.831 here in practice, 2:06.831. There are 3 groups of AFT singles riders, so not going to write that one down just yet. Wiles second, Maxwell third, Brandon Kitchen fourth so far. Trent Lowe going back up the inside of Bruner. And look as they come off the jump into the right-hander. Here's your former winner of this race. His first career win in the AFT. Dallas Daniels has the quick spots. The checkered flag is out. Dallas Daniels, 2:06.831. Maxwell moves by Henry Wiles up to second. Checkered flags are flying. You folks have never seen the Peoria TT. This is one of the longest front straightaways here. It's definitely longer than a half-mile front straightaway. Maybe not quite as long as a mile front straightaway, but it is super long. And on the last lap, Wiles goes to the top spot. 2:06.792 in the last lap. So starting to pick up the pace just a little bit. 17, Henry Wiles at the top spot. Dallas Daniels slides back to second. The third is Brandon Kitchen moves into second. So 2:06.792. 2:06.792 right now for the hammer, Henry Wiles. Right behind him, Brandon Kitchen in second with a 2:06.826. Dallas Daniels third, 2:06.831. I know it's just practice. Look how close they are. The first 4 within 1,000th of each other, or maybe a 10th of each other. It went by so fast. So, again, only 8 bikes have been on the racetrack, so these times right here have not been recorded. Here comes group number 2. Quick time so far, Henry Wiles. There he is, the hammer. Win Michigan rider. Zabala. 33 career wins, 14 of them right here at Thunder Valley. Group number 2 on the racetrack, 52, Shayna Texter-Bauman, 143, Cody Kopp. It's his first time here in American Flat Track. 38, Tanner Dean, 51, Cole Zabala. 377, Ferran Cardus, the Spanish Flat Track champion, should have a good run. He's on the Diesel Minnesota Vanilla Cycle entry. 94 is Ryan Wells, 26, Aiden Roos-Evans, the 124 from Canada is Hunter Bauer. Group 2 is on the racetrack for practice. One rider missing in action in the singles class is the 9-9 of Kevin Stallings. Posted on social media that he will be skipping the Peoria TT after twisting his ankle last weekend at the New York Short Track. Green flags waving. There's the 143. 51 of Zabala chasing him down. This is just practice for you folks just joining us. Practice out here at Thunder Valley with Zabala gets really sideways. He is an Illinois rider. Remember the FBI, the fast boys from Illinois. It looked like the back of that bike. Yeah, I'm a little bit confused. I think that's Ferran Cardus right there. The 377's on the back, but the 38's on the number plate. So I'm a little bit confused on that third rider. Tanner Dean is supposed to be out there, but so is the 377. So there's the 377, Ferran Cardus, back on the Honda. Rode for the Wally Brown Racing Suzuki team last weekend. So that is Tanner Dean. Looks like he's borrowed some leathers for today. There's Ferran. 377 Spanish Flat Track champion. He said he was super excited to be here to the first time ever to Peoria TT. Way up off the final corner, gets in line. Look, they're tucked in and drafted just like he went on a mile or a half mile. More so on a mile, but they are super long straightaways, especially this front straightaway here at Peoria TT. Ferran was really excited when he got here yesterday, made his walk around the racetrack. He's having trouble getting by Shayna Texter-Bauman. Ferran is trying to get some laps in. 11th place so far here in practice. Get back on the Honda. One of the bikes pulls off the racetrack. I believe that's Tanner Dean. Ferran, I think, is going to give Shayna a little bit of breathing room right here going into turns 1 and 2. Now he'll square up the corner up the inside. This might be a good lap now for Ferran after he gets by Shayna up the jump by himself. Airing it out. Checkered flag coming out for your leader off that final corner. Henry Wiles still in the top spot. This is group number 2. 3 groups of AFT singles riders. Ferran way up the racetrack, kicks up some dust, looking to get way back on the motorcycle, the 377. There's Ryan Wells on the 94. 124 Bauer, 26 Aiden Roos-Evans, another Illinois rider. Still Henry Wiles in the top spot. Ferran throwing that right foot off the foot peg right there over the jump. Ferran's last lap was a 2:7.446. That was his fastest lap in this practice session. Ferran from Barcelona, Spain, up to 10th with the 377 bike, 2:7.446. So Henry Wiles, quickest so far in AFT singles practice, 2:6.792. Group number 3 is set to go out here in just a second. Still Wiles at the top spot. Brandon Kitchen second. Dallas Daniels third. Maxwell. Cody Kopp, the rookie, all the way up to 5th. That's Hot Rod, the 143 bike, up to 5th with a 2:7.242. Mishler back in 11th behind Ferran Cardus. Tanner Dean pulled off early in that one. Trent Lowe is back there 13th. Shane Texter-Bauman 14th. Aiden Roos-Evans right behind him. Group number 3 is getting ready to roll out. AFT singles first round of practice. 5 laps to scheduled distance. 264, I'll call him Mr. Motorcycle. That's Ryan Sipes on the Gas motorcycle. 161, Casey Cisco. 243 is Jared Lowe. 109, Billy the Kid. That's Billy Ross. 156, Jordan Jean. 157, Ian Wolf from Ohio. And the 107, Blake Steinwagner from Illinois. So they roll out here. This is group number 3, AFT singles first round of practice. Opening ceremonies coming up at 1:50 p.m. We're on Central Time Zone this week for you folks tuning in at home. Production Twins are staging up. They'll be rolling onto the racetrack next. Some of these riders' first lap around this racetrack. Sipes should be out there on the 264 motorcycle. He's on a gas, but haven't seen him on our screen just yet. Up the jump they go, getting their first laps in here. quick time so far in practice is still Henry Wiles, 2.6.792. There's Ryan Sipes. His front fender's flapping just a little bit on that gas. Sipes rides just about everything, the 264. Here he comes, checking out the wide line in turn 1 and 2, up the jump, over the jump, keeping it low. Look at that, was kind of Supercross style, kind of pulled his knees right here. He has been battling an ankle injury most of the season. This guy rides Supercross, he rides International 6-Day Enduro, he rides American Flat Track. He does just a little bit of everything. Absolutely the modern day Malcolm Smith, rides a little bit of everything, and he's good at everything he tries, I promise you. And super nice guy from Kentucky. Nicest guys in the pit area. 264, Ryan Sipes again on a gas out there. He rode the Atlanta Super TT. Travis was running. They finished back in the pack a little bit. They had a wager on who would finish up the highest. 109, Billy Ross, Billy the Kid. Look for Sipes, currently 11th quick so far, 27.657 for Ryan Sipes. There's Billy Ross, the 109, Michigan rider. Our first round of practice, last group of AFT singles out there on the racetrack. Still quickest is Henry Wiles, the 26.792. Ryan Wells up there in 9th. Blake Steinwagner's on the racetrack right now. The 107 is up to 15th. He's an Illinois rider. Let's see if we can check in with Ricky Rackman. Ricky, where are you at now?
Well, Scotty, I'm in the same place I was because I'm having so much fun. But I have a question. I know that the turns over there are a little bit tighter than some of the other turns. Is there much shifting on a track like this? And it seems to me, maybe I'm mistaken, that sometimes some of the riders are shifting in the air. Or is there no shifting at all?
You can absolutely shift the motorcycles now, yes. I think the 450s are probably shifted maybe twice on that long front straightaway. Some of them might be downshifting in the air. Ricky, that's a good point to help slow them down for that right-hander. So possibly they might be shifting in the air. You definitely slow down at the end of that jump straightaway. Downshift a couple times for the right-hander, maybe one time, and then you might upshift a couple times on that super long front straightaway. So, good point. You can shift the motorcycles. Henry Wiles, quickest in practice, 26.792. Brandon Kitchen second. Dallas Daniels third. Look at this. 0.034 separates 1 and 2. 0.039 separate the top 3 riders. That's super close competition in the AFT singles class. Up next, rolling onto the racetrack, is our AFT Production Twins presented by Vance and Hines class. 65 is our points leader. He will lead them out. Corey Texter. 62 is Dan Bromley. He should go very well here. 44, Cameron Smith. Got his first career win last weekend. 49 is Chad Coast. 25, Ben Lau. 68, Reverend Ryan Barnes. 10, Johnny Lewis on the Royal Enfield. 64, Danny Esley. 30, Brock Schwarzenbacher. Shelby Miller, the 45. Happy birthday to Shelby. It's today. 59 is Hayden Gillum. I would call him a TT specialist, a TT ringer. And the 96, Jesse Janish, out there on the number 96. He has also been brought in by the Vance and Hines Harley-Davidson team. They've got help from Boswell's Harley-Davidson, so both those last 2 riders are ringers. Corey Texter gets in right behind him. Now on the screen right now is the 68 Reverend Ryan Barnes. Taking it nice and easy over the jump. He just wants to come here and salvage some points. He'll start picking up the pace a little bit. He's got a fast guy right in front of him to watch. That's the 10 of Johnny Lewis on that Royal Enfield. Gets up in the deep stuff coming off the final corner. Look at it, Danny Eslick on the back wheel. If he's on a motorcycle, he's having fun. Danny Eslick out there on that number 64 bike. Barnes makes a little mistake in turn 1 and 2. Goes up, checks out the air fence. Eslick riding for Eslick Racing R&D Machine. Roof Systems. Josh Decker and Jerry Leroy helping out the 64 bike. We'll take a look at the pack. There's the 96 of Jesse Janish. He has won here 3 times, all on singles, back in 18, 17, and 2015. And there's Hayden Gillum, run number 59 on the Harley-Davidson. It's good to see Hayden back at the racetrack. The man in black, Hayden Gillum. He won here in 2016 on a single. Got his Vance and Hines black leather suit on. Goes up the racetrack, having that trouble getting that thing slowed down. Look over his shoulder, want to see if anybody's even close to him. Sit back going up and over the jump. Hayden Gillum. very good road racer. Should be good on the front brake. There's the 96 of Janish just caught up to the back of 49. Chad Coast kind of moves over, lets him go. He knows Jesse knows his way around the racetrack. 25 pushing his bike off the racetrack. I'm not sure if he fell, but he's trying to get out of the way down there in that final corner. That's Ben Lau, the Holly Hot Rod. 96, Jesse Janish, three-time Peoria TT winner. He's actually had 6 AMT singles wins. He's never won on a production twin. That could change today. Look at he got that front wheel going down first. A lot of the flat trackers like to land with the rear wheel first. Jesse Janish, however, he doesn't mind landing with that front wheel first over that jump. We'll try to keep an eye on that all day as the white flag is out. For practice for the production twins. This is practice number 1 for the production twins. 5 laps of scheduled distance. White flag is out. Next time by, the checker flag will come out for the leader. Here he comes off that final corner. Hayden Gillum second. Jesse Janish at the top spot, 27.940. Now Bromley goes to top spot, 27.903. So the 62 finding some speed, 27.903. And that last lap for Bromley. Look at Bromley having some fun up there, doing a nice little wheel stand up and over the jump. Hayden Gillum goes to the top spot just as we said that. The 25 pushes his motorcycle back to the pit area. That's never fun to do. Doesn't matter what track you're on, but the 59 motorcycle, Hayden Gillum, 27.495. 27.495 for Hayden Gillum. Dan Bromley currently second here in practice. Jesse Janish third. Johnny Lewis on the Royal Enfield fourth. Ben Lau before he had an issue down there in the final corners. Fifth. Corey Texter sixth. Danny Eslick. Behind him is Ryan Varnes, Chad Coast, Brock Schwarzenbacher, Cam Smith, and Shelby Miller. His first trip to Thunder Valley on his birthday today is back there in the 12th spot. So Ben Lau had an issue down there in that final corner. Didn't see if he went down or what exactly happened down there, but that's it for our entire first round of practice here today at Thunder Valley. For you folks just joining us, be sure and check out the American Flat Tracker Clothing Company. They got 2 awesome Peoria TT shirts. Also, the rookie class of 79 is right by the announcer's tower, which is normally at the finish line, but I'm at the Finding the Finish booth down here, Raymond Rizzo's booth that travels to all the races. That's where I'm located today. Practice round number 1 is in the books here from Thunder Valley. Law Tigers Peoria TT presented by Country Saloon. We're going to take a commercial break, and we come back. More practice and some qualifying coming up here at Peoria.
Hey, is that your stomach growling? Or the sound of thousands of cc's circling the track? Fuel up for race day with Mission Foods. Rev those taste buds with fast and easy-to-create recipes that are Winner's Circle delicious. Try some of our mouth-watering tacos to piled high nachos, fresh chips with guac, and more. Start those engines, because Mission has you covered from the green flag to the checkered flag. Now that's too fast, too tasty.
You own the job. The mornings that start too early. The nights that go too late. And every unexpected, unpredictable, unthinkable, unbelievable thing in between. You own it all. It's good to know you can rent whatever you need from people that do whatever it takes. Let's do the work.
We're the Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers. We understand the challenges riders face every day. As riders, we want to share the road and be seen by motorists. Remaining visible is critical to our safety and well-being. That's why we work tirelessly to promote motorcycle safety and awareness. We're proud to support our community that includes riders of all stripes. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS or visit lawtigers.com. The Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers.
Brought to you by Yamaha and its best-in-class lineup of power sports vehicles.
We're the Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers. We understand the challenges riders face every day. As riders, we want to share the road and be seen by motorists. Remaining visible is critical to our safety and well-being. That's why we work tirelessly to promote motorcycle safety and awareness. We're proud to support our community that includes riders of all stripes. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS or visit lawtigers.com. The Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers.
Brought to you by Yamaha and its best-in-class lineup of power sports vehicles. For more information on how you too can experience the pinnacle of performance both on and off-road, visit YamahaMotorsports.com. Race fans, VP Racing Fuels offers a full line of power sports fuels, lubricants, coolants, and appearance products for track and street. From pro racers to weekend warriors, we help riders make more power. Ask your local power sports dealer. Rocky Mountain ATV MC is proud to support the Progressive American Flat Track Red Bull KTM singles team and racers everywhere from start to finish by being the primary source for off-road gear, parts, and accessories. Rocky Mountain ATV/MC.com. Get ready. KTM, ready to race. Dunlop is proud to be the official tire of Progressive American Flat Track. What we learn from racing is rolled into our production tires, such as the Dunlop K180, a street-legal version of the aggressive DT3 Flat Track tire. With the K180, street riders can now have the authentic flat track tire experience. No other tire company has won more American motorcycle championships than Dunlop.
At Tech Mounts, we support motorcycle riders, industry retailers, and OEMs for over 20 years. Proudly designed and manufactured in the USA, Tech Mounts has become the #1 source for mounting any mobile device on any vehicle and comes with a lifetime guarantee. See all Tech Mounts products at your local motorcycle dealers, retailers, and on techmounts.com. Progressive insures over 5 million boats, motorcycles, and RVs throughout America. Get a quote in under 4 minutes at AmericanFlatTrack.com/progressive to see how much you could save.
And welcome back to Thunder Valley, Progressive American Flat Track, Law Tigers, Peoria TT, presented by Country Saloon. When we get back on the racetrack, 12:10, Mission Super Twins practice number 2 will be up next. After that will be qualifying for the singles and for the production twins, qualifying round 1. The last time we were here was back in 2019. Last year we skipped coming to the Peoria TT down here at Thunder Valley. Let's take a look back from 2019, the Mission Super Twins. Here is a look at the start. Briar Bauman on the 14 bike. This is before he won his first championship. He grabs the hole shot up the inside. Actually, Bronson grabbed the hole shot. The Baumans were up front, first and second. Meese back there in third. J.D. Beach right there in the 4th position. Bronson had the lead for a little while. Up the inside because the 14 bike. Briar Bauman started first, and he was in the lead from there. Bronson Bauman played chase to his older brother. Goes up the inside. Tries taking over the lead as they head up the jump, and does. So Bronson got by the older brother. The jump is exactly the same as it was back in 2019. Folks from Caterpillar did a great job. Briar back up the inside, got a little crazy going in the corner right there, got by the 37. J.D. Beach battling back there with the number 1 of Jared Meese. J.D. Beach would roll on to finish up in the 3rd spot. 4th was Bugs Pearson, local rider, Mossville, Illinois, doing it for the Country Saloon. 14 bike right there, double checker flags out. Briar taking the win. 2nd was Bronson. And 3rd, it looks like the number 95, J.D. Beach, ended up 3rd. 4th was Robbie Pearson. 5th was Jared Meese. Last time we were here back in 2019. Of course, that is the Mission Super Twins class. It's cool to see the Baumans on top of the podium, 1 and 2. I'm Scotty Doodler, the voice of American Flat Track. We've heard from Ricky Rackman, who is up there checking out the jump. And now let's go into the pit area. Kristen Beat is down there with the fast time so far in practice in the production twins, Hayden Gillum. Kristen?
That's right. Hayden Gillum joining me now. Hayden, earlier in the day, you and I were kind of talking. You're not coming straight from the couch. You raced a Moto America 1000 last weekend, but you didn't get the call until earlier this week to come join us at the Peoria TT. Obviously, somewhat of a fill-in rider for Dalton Gauthier, who is injured this weekend, but being able to go out there and set fast time. When you got off the bike, you were kind of telling Terry Vance, giving him a little bit of feedback about the bike. What did you learn out there, and what adjustments are you guys going to be making?
I think really the gearing was pretty far off of where it needs to be. I was just real bound up pretty much from turn 1 on, and that, and then just a little bit of the throttle mapping. It was acting a little different than what I'm used to, so making little changes, gearing, and really the gearing is the biggest thing. I'm just the bike's real bound up right now, and try to get that sorted out and see what we can do in the next one.
How does it feel to be back with the American Flat Track Series?
Oh, it's good. It's amazing. You know, I grew up flat track, and this is where it started. I remember as a little kid coming here and watching Chris Carr and Nicky Hayden, all those guys back in the day, and so coming here this year is awesome for me. And being on a Harley with Vance and Hines, it's amazing.
How surprised were you to get that call from Terry Vance? Obviously, you've been working with him a lot lately in the King of the Baggers races, and they've brought you in for those kind of things. But to get a call to come out here and make a debut in the American Flat Track Series this season, did that come as a surprise to you?
A little bit, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of fast guys out there that could do this, and you know, I worked with Terry and the whole Vance and Hines crew this year for King of the Baggers with Moto America. And so, you know, I've been wanting to come get on the XG and have a little fun with these boys. And so, unfortunately, Dalton got injured at the last race, which I didn't even know about. I wasn't able to watch it until after Terry called me. And so, unfortunately, you know, I'm having to fill in for him. But hopefully I can – those are some big shoes to fill. Hopefully I can do a good job for him today.
Another note you gave me earlier in the day, you said – you would like to actually get back out at Springfield. Why Springfield? And does that kind of incentivize a good performance or a good effort here today to show Terry Vance, hey, you may want to keep me around for a few more races?
Yeah, it definitely does. You know, last year I rode this thing at Springfield and at Indy. And Springfield, we really got our feet underneath of us, and I was able to fight with her at podium. And, you know, Springfield is just an amazing place to race. The track is always so awesome, and the racing is so close. And you know, being on one of the best bikes in the production twins classes, you know, it definitely wouldn't hurt, and a lot of fun. So we'll see where it goes from here, but, you know, it's still 2 weeks away. Dalton might be able to race, so we'll just have to play that out of here.
Hayden, well, we are so glad you are here. Thanks for your time. And, Scotty, just a fun fact, if J.D. Beach, Ryan Sipes, and Hayden Gillum all take a win here, the podium will be owned by boys from Kentucky this weekend.
Absolutely. That'd be cool to see Hayden Gillum out there. He's number 59, says numbers really don't mean a whole lot to him, but he switches numbers a little bit. Here's a look at the drone footage from up above the Thunder Valley Peoria TT. Natural racetrack here. It's a very long front straightaway into a what I would consider a short track, turn 1 and 2. Try to keep that thing dialed in, keep it down low. We might start forming a groove is what typically happens. High going down the front straightaway, and you slide in low a little bit. There's the air fence up against the high impact zone. Square off turn number 2, and then head towards the jump. The jump has been configured just exactly the same as it was back in 2019. They swing out wide and then cut the corner, cut it to the left side. They try to land a little bit further left than the drone's going right now, and then try to cut this corner really right on the inside and swing it into this final corner. That's the left and right hand corner down there, and the super long front straightaway out here at Thunder Valley. So it's a beautiful racetrack, natural setting, no grandstands. Everybody just comes and finds their spot in the grass. So we'll take a look back at some of the most historic winners in Peoria TT history. This is a list to be. I mean, look at this list. 1947, the first national win here was Lowell Renninger. Joe Leonard. He won here several times. He's a 3-time Grand National Champion, 2-time USAC champion, Indy 500 pole winner. Dick Mann, he won here several times, 1959, 64, 67, 2-time Grand National Champion, AMA Hall of Famer. Bart Markell, Black Bart, won here several times. He's a 3-time Grand National Champion. Mert Lawwell was on Indy Sunday. He won here back in 1973. Kenny Roberts won in 1974, the MotoGP World Champion. Jay Springsteen on here, 79, 83, 3-time Grand National Champion, won on the Harley-Davidson. Ricky Graham, 84 and 85, 3-time Grand National Champion. One that's not on here is my good friend Bubba Schobert. He did win here as well. We ran out of room. Chris Carr, 7-time champ. He won here 12 times, including 8 in a row. He got his first Grand National victory here 35 years ago. Smoke and Joe Kopp, 1-time champ, won here 97. Nicky Hayden, MotoGP World Champion, won in 2002. And Hammer and Hank Henry Wiles, 14-time Peoria TT winner. That is a huge win streak, and they were all consecutive. He was not here back in 2019, so that allowed Briar Bauman to take the win. So we talked to one of the ringers, I would call him, in the production twins class. That was Hayden Gillum. Also filling in on the XG Harley-Davidson 750 is Jesse Janish, 3-time winner here at Peoria TT, and he's caught up with Kristen B.
Yeah, I've got Jesse Janish here, who is actually borrowing Jared Vanderkooy's old leathers here, filling in for Dalton Gauthier. Now, Jesse, something that you and I have kind of talked about earlier in the day, this is your first time racing a twin here at the Peoria TT. You've always been so successful on the single. How do you have to race this bike differently than you might a single?
A single's definitely really easy to be aggressive. You can kind of get away with just about everything out there. The twin is a different beast. Vance and Hines brought a great bike for me to try today. Unfortunately, Dalton got hurt at the last round, which it sucks. We wish he was here. Yeah, it's just it's a different adjustment. The chassis, the way it feels, the engine package, it's so different from a 450. It takes a few laps to kind of get my bearings and get the adjustments made. This is my first time on the XG, and yeah, we only get 6 laps, so it's quick. Just trying to make the right rider adjustments. You got to be real calm. Not necessarily something I'm great at, so I'm working at it.
Jesse, something I find interesting about this story, how you came to fill in for Dalton Gauthier, you actually made the call. You were waiting in the hallway. You've been racing some local motocross races, hanging out on the sidelines, but as soon as you heard that there might be an opening, you jumped at it. What does that say about you as a rider and a person?
I mean, I just wanted a really, really cool opportunity. I kind of said earlier this year, I don't want anybody to get hurt, but if somebody got hurt and it's a good team, I would just reach out and just say, hey, if you're interested, I can try to, put everything together. This was just a super last-minute opportunity, and, it's basically the factory Harley-Davidson Vance and Hines team. I can't really turn that down. It's an awesome opportunity. It's kind of like a bucket list item. I'm hoping I can do well today and show how good the bike is. Goal-wise, I have no idea what to think. I wouldn't be up here if I didn't think I could do well, but at the same time, I'm pretty realistic. My experience on the XG is obviously extremely minimal. My experience on a twin is pretty close to that as a minimal level. So just trying to show my ability to ride a TT.
Thanks so much, Jesse. Scotty, we're going to toss it up to you.
Thanks a lot, Kristen. Thanks a lot, Jesse. Good luck down there on the number 96 bike. Jesse Janish won here on a single in 2015, 2017, and 2018. We're going to take a quick break in the action. When we come back, Mission Super Twins practice, round number 2, coming up at 12:10 right here from Thunder Valley.
You own the job and everything that comes with it. The mornings that start too early, the nights that go too late, and every unbelievable thing in between. It's good to know you can rent whatever construction equipment you need from people who do whatever it takes. Visit us at catrentalstore.com. Cardo Systems is the official Bluetooth communicator for American Flat Track. Whether on the road or at the track, the Cardo Systems industry-leading mesh technology keeps you and your fellow riders connected. Racers like Sammy Halbert rely on Cardo for street riding entertainment, as well as a training tool at the track. All Cardo communicators are fully waterproof, dirt-proof, and feature sound by JBL. For more information, check out cardosystems.com and follow Cardo on all social media platforms at Cardo Systems.
Explore the full Indian motorcycle lineup, including the all-new redesigned FTR with 17-inch wheels and street-tuned suspension, or the new generation of a classic, the 2022 Indian Chief. For more info and to schedule a demo ride, visit IndianMotorcycle.com. Always wear a helmet, never drink and ride.
Dunlop is the official tire of Progressive American Flat Track. We make tires in America for racing and street racing, such as our creditworthy Progressive American Flat Track Spec racing tire, the DT4, and the DT3, which is now the street-legal K180. Learn more about Dunlop tires at DunlopMotorcycleTires.com.
Arai helmets started racing in America in flat track, and we've been supporting it ever since. Arai, handcrafted with an obsessive dedication to rider protection. For more information, please visit our website, AraiAmericas.com.
Hold on to your burritos because things are about to get too fast, too tasty. Mission Foods is a proud sponsor of the AFT Super Twins. Add Mission to your race-watching snacks for mouth-watering race day flavors. Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
Progressive American Flat Track back to Thunder Valley here, Peoria, Illinois. Getting set to go with our second round of practice for the Mission Super Twins. After that, we'll have our AFT Singles qualifying round one, AFT Production Twins qualifying run, Mission Super Twins qualifying round number one. Here's a look at the points coming into Thunder Valley. Just past the halfway point of the season, Briar Bauman in the lead, 197 with 3 wins here in 2020. Jared Meese picked up his third win last weekend in New York at the short track. 22 points behind our leader. Bradman Robinson right now third. 2 wins this season. That's Mr. Mission Challenge back there in third. I'll look back further in the points. Keep your eyes on some of these other riders that might have a good day out here. We'll see if Robbie Pearson from nearby Illinois, sponsored by the Country Saloon, can make his way towards the front. See if he can get up here, get a podium finish on that number 27 bike. Sammy Halbert, one of the injured riders back there in 11th, missed a few rounds, got the win in last Friday night, the New York Short Track. Rispoli, another rider that went down last week. He got checked out. I saw him getting checked out by the medical doctors here today, just to make sure everything is A-OK. After a scary get-off last weekend, so we'll keep our eyes on some of these other riders. Getting set to go with our second round of Mission Super Twins, presented by S&S Cycles. Getting set to go with their second round of practice. The Super Twins get 2 rounds of practice. Everybody else only gets 1 round of practice and 2 rounds of qualifying. Number 1, Briar Bauman should lead him out. Jared Meese will be out there on the number 9. 44 is Brandon Robinson. 20, Jared Vandekoy. 20 bike is J.D. Beach. Beach was fastest in practice with a 2:6.809. Bronson Bauman will come out after that on the 37. Davis Fisher, 67. 36, Colby Carlisle. 27, Robbie Bugs Pearson. 69, Slam and Sammy Albert. 43 is James Rispoli. 11 bikes have made the trip. We found out yesterday that the 92, Brandon Price, will not be here this weekend. He suffered an injury last weekend, twisting an ankle, so he is not here. A very unique racetrack. If you folks have never been here, the pits are actually in the center of the racetrack, and they come in here. A lot of the teams come in here and unloaded yesterday, dropped off their bikes, their pit boxes, their spare wheels, extra motorcycles, and spare parts, and then they take their haulers back up the hill, and they'll load them up when we get done today. But a very unique racetrack sitting in the bottom of a valley, natural terrain area, grassy area. Around the outside, that's the grandstands. There are no grandstands. You sit on the hill, find the best spot to watch the race. Also, don't forget to stop by right next to the announcer tower. Stop by and see the rookies of 79, Charlie Roberts and the gang. They've got an original print of Dallas Daniels taking his first win here at the Peoria TT. So stop by and see that. It's right next to the announcer tower, right by the finish line area. American Flat Tracker Clothing Company is down there as well, down there by the final corner. So getting set to go with our second round of practice, Mission Super Twins coming up. Our next round coming up is Labor Day weekend. It's 4 days of racing at the Springfield Mile. Thursdays, amateurs and vintage District 17 amateur riders, AMA race. Friday will be the AMA All-Star National Flat Track Series, and the AFT Singles will be racing next Friday, or in 2 weeks, Labor Day weekend. And then Saturday and Sunday is the Springfield Mile, the world's fastest dirt oval, and a special event, a really cool event actually happening there at the Springfield Mile on Saturday. You can ride the mile with the Bullet Brad Baker and with James Monaco. So for more information on that, let's take a look at this video.
Ride the Mile with Brad Baker. The 2013 Grand National Champion will lead the parade around the fastest mile dirt track on the planet, Saturday, September 4th. For a $25 donation to the Rookies of 79, you'll receive a commemorative t-shirt and your ticket to Ride the Mile. You can bid now for the opportunity to lead the pack with Brad and special guest James Monaco. The top 10 bidders will ride side by side with these two hot shoes out front of the largest group to ever be on this world-famous track at one time. These 10 winners will enjoy a catered barbecue luncheon under the Rookies of 79 Law Tigers tent on the infield at Ground Zero. Go to rookie79.com to purchase your advance ticket now to Ride the Mile. All of the proceeds will go toward the recovery of injured racers. Very special thanks to Dave and Tom Marquiso of Quiso Racing. Now, let's ride.
Such a cool event. You can ride the mile. You ride on your street bike. You can ride on a race bike. I think Ricky Rackman is actually going to go out there and ride that mile on a Bull Taco. So, again, Ride the Mile. That's going on Saturday. Rookies of79.com. The top 10 bidders get to ride up front with the Bullet Brad Baker and with front row James Monaco. So that's a really cool event that's happening at Springfield Mile. Labor Day weekend is the Springfield Mile. Last weekend, we got to see Dallas Daniels. And here's an onboard with the Insta 360 camera with Dallas Daniels. All right, so the camera's on the back fender here, the Monster Energy Estenson Racing Yamaha. He's got Henry Wiles up the inside. This is, again, on the rear fender of Dallas Daniels from last weekend. The Insta 360 camera. Look at all the action going on right on the inside. There's the 94 of Ryan Wells, New York rider. 17 Henry Wiles right there close by. This is when he took the victory, I believe. Look there, 5-6 wide behind him. It's a cool shot looking backwards. There's the 110 Damon Ream, who got the ride Waters Auto Body team last weekend. Here comes the 105 Randy Kitchen. Oh, it slides up to the inside. Whoa, Ream got a little bit sideways coming out that final corner. Again, this is a look back on the Insta 360 camera from last weekend, the Wheat Sport New York short track. Dallas Daniels starting to pull away. They're 5 wide behind them. That's why you want to get a good start. That's Dallas Daniels, Insta 360 look back to Wheat Sport last weekend. Back to Thunder Valley. Up next will be the Mission Super Twins practice round number 2, followed by the AFT Singles qualifying round 1, AFT Production Twins qualifying round number 1, Mission Super Twins qualifying round 1. Then round number 2 for every class. A Honda Talent Experience going on at 12:15. Opening ceremonies at 1:50 p.m. right here Central Time Zone. After that, we'll have our 6 semifinals. We'll have the Mission Super Twins Mission Challenge right around, looks like about 2:15. After that, we'll have our 3 main events for all 3 classes here at Thunder Valley. Progressive American Flat Track. There's Leroy down there. Leroy goes all over the place. He's hanging up the flyers for the Springfield Mile. We'll talk about Leroy a little bit later on. Practice round number 2 on the racetrack. Look at JD Beach, going to go way at the back of the pack. He was fastest in practice. Number 1, Briar Bauman. 9 is Jared Meese. 44, Brandon Robinson. 20 is Jared Vandekoy. 95, JD Beach. 37, Bronson Bauman. 67, Davis Fisher. 36, Colby Carlisle. 27, Bugs Pearson. 69, Slammin' Sammy Halbert. And the 43 is the Rocket, James Rispoli. Long front straightaway here at Peoria. Briar's just not even quite picking up the pace. He gets out of the way. He's going to let everybody else go on by. So Vandekoy's going to lead him up the jump. Mission Foods bike. It's tuned by Jay Maloney. $5 at a time, Jay Maloney said. That's how they get a team going. Just start with something and work their way up. JD Beach trying to give himself plenty of room with people that are right in front of him. Briar's starting to pick up the pace on the number 1 Indian motorcycle. His tuner is Dave Zanotti. Now he gets way out of the way, so Briar's kind of taking it easy. I don't think he feels comfortable out there just yet. He's trying to let JD go by. There goes Colby Carlisle. And now Briar will start picking up the pace. Way at the back. Taking a look behind him now. He's going to drop the hammer, but he just lost a full lap and a half, maybe 2 laps, because it takes him a lap to get up to full speed. So Briar's kind of out there lollygagging a little bit. Vandekoy goes to the top spot, 27.562. Now Bronson, 27.427. They start picking up the pace out here at the Peoria TT. Ryder sets his sights on the front straightaway, the long front straightaway. Let's check in one more time with Kristen B. Kristen, how's it going?
Scotty, I can't tell from my vantage point, but it almost seems as though Breyer might be hanging back to watch what the other guys are doing. I mean, we know Breyer is efficient here, but the question could be, is he hanging back to see if he can improve and maybe learn something from what JD is doing during this practice?
It's very well possible. He was definitely laying back for it, but a long ways back. So I don't think he's even close enough to watching anybody right now. So I think he's just wasn't comfortable with the track the first lap. So he backed off the throttle, and he's going to be at the back of the pack, kind of like a la Brian Smith does. He's out there at the very back, but he's the fastest on the racetrack. 2:6.861. 2:6.861 for Breyer. He was waiting. He's at the very back of the pack, but he is at the top spot. We'll take a look at Davis Fisher heading up the jump. Here comes the 27 of Bugs Pearson. 69 Sandy Howard just trying to salvage some points out here with a lot of injuries from last weekend. Carlisle goes up the racetrack, and here comes Breyer. Twisting the grip, headed up the jump. The one bike aired it out. Now starting to feel a little bit more comfortable. 2:6.861. JD Beach is in second right now. 2:6.861. This is only practice, but Breyer's trying to send a message. Breyer at that final corner. Checkered flag is out. Breyer still at the top spot. Again, it looked like he just didn't feel comfortable on that very first lap. Took his time getting up to speed. Breyer Bauman 2:6.861, quickest in this second round of practice. JD Beach, Jared Vandekoy, Jared Meese, Bronson Bauman rounding out your top five in this second round of practice. Again, Breyer Bauman, your winner. Back in 2019, the first rider in a long time besides Henry Wiles to take the win in the Premier Class. Wiles won his first one here in 2004, so it was 14 years of Wiles. Breyer Bauman changed that the last time we were here in 2019. So Breyer quickest in our second round of practice. We'll take a look at it. Breyer Bauman 2:6.861. JD Beach just barely off of him as a single throw on the racetrack. Vandekoy third, Meese fourth, Bronson fifth, Colby up there in sixth, Davis Fisher, Robbie Pearson, Brandon Robinson ninth. No surprise there as the singles roll onto the racetrack. This is qualifying for these singles riders. They will all make the they will all make the show, but only the fastest 16 will make the main event out of their semifinals. So this is qualifying. It's very important, especially with only 4 rows of riders in those semifinals. Mikey Rush goes up the inside of the 13 of Morgan Mishler. This is AFT singles first round of qualifying. Look back. Mishler on the 13, winner of the Elite Sports short track. Mikey Rush goes up the inside after missing the main event last weekend and then using a provisional start in the second round there at New York. So Mikey Rush looks like he feels a little bit more at home. Dallas Daniels, he won here his first time here back in 2019. He's out there on the racetrack on the one bike. He goes to the top spot. Times are just now being recorded though, so we'll see if that changes this time by. Dallas Daniels 2:6.900. Keep our eyes on the 17 bike. Henry Wiles, there's Max Wells, second in the point standings. Second quick also. Now that drops to third, just as we say that. Now King Henry goes to the top spot. 2:6.535, 2:6.5. He's dropping it. He wants to send a message. That's 3/10 faster than the Super Twins. That's what Henry told me yesterday. He said, I want to be faster than the Super Twins out there. And he's dropping the hammer right now. Mikey Rush pulls off the track on the front straightaway. Mikey Rush stops over at his mechanics right now on the front straightaway. Wiles up the jump, the 17 bike. He's dropping the hammer. 2:6.535 as the white flag comes out. Dallas Daniels up to second. 2:6.620. This is what we've been waiting to see. Wiles versus Daniels. They're apart on the racetrack, but very close on the time clock. This is qualifying round one. Look at him downshift once. Going in turn one, really sliding in the corner. Henry Wiles with the put up as soon as he can. Shifted up once, shifted up again right there. Looked like he shifted twice. Look at him flying over the jump. Man, I wish Ricky was there to catch that one. Wiles just looks like he's on a whole nother level. He's really flicking that bike back and forth. Wiles, checkered flag. He's sending a message right now. 2:6.366, fastest lap right there of the day. You just saw it, the 17 bike, 2:6.366 by the hammer. Henry Wiles, 14-time winner of the Peoria TT. That was the quickest lap we have seen out of anybody today. 2:6.366. Hammer and Hank Wiles trying to win for the 15th time. It'll be in a different class this year, but he's out there trying to send a message. He wanted to be faster than anybody at Thunder Valley. He still knows the racetrack. He still knows his way around. As group number 2 rolls onto the racetrack. AFT Singles qualifying, round number 1. Wiles at the top spot, 2:6.366. Dallas Daniels, 0.2 seconds behind him. Kitchen second, Whale third, Trevor Bruner, Mikey Rush is 6th, Morgan Mishler, and Trent Lowe, the 8 bikes have been on the racetrack. Group number 2 is on the track for the AFT Singles. Shannon Sexter Bauman's on the 52. 143, Cody Kopp. 38, Tanner Dean. 51, Cole Zabala. 377, Ferran Cardus. 94, Ryan Wells. 26, Aiden Rusev is in the 124, Hunter Bauer. Those are the bikes on the racetrack. It's group number 2 here at qualifying. Round number 1. So look back. 26 and the 124. Hunter Bauer's first trip here to Thunder Valley. Aiden Rusev is from Illinois, but first time here at the Grand National level. Bauer's going to have to do a little bit different line that time. He'll probably be able to watch the leaders. There's Ferran Cardus at 377, the Spanish flat track champion. Downshifts once going into the first turn. The 377 back on the vanilla cycles entry. Rear Systems of Dallas, Texas, Bullet Strong. 77 here. Ferran Cardus got a little bit of breathing room. This time he goes out in front. He didn't want to follow anybody, so he's out at the top spot. His first trip to Peoria, Illinois. Ferran Cardus seeing the time charge looks like he has nobody in front of him. Right behind him is the 143 of Cody Kopp. Timing scoring update here right in front of us. Ferran sitting back there in the 7th position. Kopp in 5th. Oh, man. Ferran got a little crazy on the landing of the jump, and that's how you figure it out. You got to push your limits. He landed a little bit crazy over there. It's a very narrow track. White flags coming out for Cody Kopp, the 143, currently 5th with a 27.315. Take a look back at that replay of Ferran landing hard over here on the jump. Watch the 377. He looks like he left a little bit crazy, lands a little bit sideways, catches the inside of the racetrack. Can't back off. You got to leave the throttle on and hope it pulls out of there. So Ferran just trying to get this place dialed in. He's got 51 Zabala trying to sneak up the inside. They'll head up to the finish line one more time. Kopp still out in front. 143 to the checker flag. Kopp 26.965. That was his quickest lap of the practice session for the 143. Puts him still in the 6th spot. Zabala up to 5th on the other Turner Racing American Honda. Zabala from Illinois up to 5th. 26.962 for Zabala. Shane Texter Bauman back there a little ways, back in 14th. 16 bikes have taken times. Hunter Bauer shown in the 16th spot. So that is the group number 2. One more group to go. Still Wiles at the top spot. The change in that one was the 5th, 6th, and 7th is Zabala, Kopp, and Ferran Cardus. They were out front. They're currently 5th, 6th, and 7th in the qualifying session, round number 1. Bruner's right there in the 8th spot. One more group to go in AFT Singles qualifying, round number 1. 264 is Ryan Sipes, 161 Casey Sisko, 243 is Jared Lowe, 109 Billy Ross, 156 Jordan Jean, 157 Ian Wolf, and the 107 Blake Steinweider. Qualifying, round 1, AFT Singles. Here they come up the jump. Ryan Sipes out front, again battling an ankle injury most of the season. Sipes in the lead. Behind him is Jared Lowe, the 243. Jared likes to ride a little bit of motocross. He might do well out here. Trent Lowe's little brother. There's Cisco, Billy the Kid, right behind him, Billy Ross, the 109. Leader out front on the gas motorcycle is the 264, Ryan Sipes. He's headed up the jump right now. This guy's Red Bull helmet on. Goes a little bit sideways, gets on the ground quick, so he soaks up the jump with his legs like the Supercross riders do to try to keep it low, get those tires and wheels back on the ground. Sipes will take him off that final corner on the front straightaway. This is qualifying, round 1, AFT Singles. Let's check in one more time with Kristen B. Kristen.
Speaking of Ryan Sipes, I am always so impressed by his versatility on the bike, and he had told me earlier in the day he was speaking to JD Beach, but he also reached out to Jesse Janish, and Jesse Janish gave him some advice. Speaking of a rider down the 101 over there, when I was talking to Ryan Sipes, he had mentioned that Jesse Janish gave him some good advice. He said, create more flow. Don't ride it like a motocross rider. Don't make it so choppy. Make sure you create flow in the turns, and that has really proven to be an advantage for him. However, being in this second qualifying group must be so hard for Sipes because he doesn't know where he's at in comparison to the A riders.
I totally agree. He's out there by himself racing against the track, or, you know, pushing himself against the track with Sipes, which is a stand-up wheelie all the way up the jump and over the jump and down the landing of the jump. So it looks like the 107 is down. Blank Steinwagner down there in turns 1 and 2. Red flag comes out because he's in a high-impact zone right now, so it looks like he's up. The bike is underneath the air fence, so the red flag coming out for the 107 of Blake Steinwagner. Got the red wheeling lights, flashing lights all the way around the racetrack. Earlier today, they told the riders that there are 7 lights, caution lights and wheeling lights all the way around the racetrack, so they can let these riders know exactly, where something happens or what's going on the racetrack. So they got to get him up off the racetrack. There he is. The 107 is up and okay. He's on the motorcycle, he's taking a look down, but that's Blake Steinwagner, and he is an Illinois rider. Just got a little bit in there too hot. Steinwagner from Marissa, Illinois, doing it for River Rat Racing, R&R Racing, Flawless Foundations. So Steinwagner pulls back up to the back of the pack again. So Sipes out there trying to set a fast lap. And I like what Kristen said. You got to keep the flow going. Stay nice and smooth. You got to flick it left and flick it right. And he's currently 7th right now. Sipes on the 264. 2 laps left here in this group. This is group number 3 of the AFT singles. We get 5 laps. Lay down the fastest lap. This is how they will get qualified into their semifinals. So green and white flag coming out from Big PR Flagman. Sipes, 109 Billy Ross, Michigan rider. Billy the Kid, brand new pro rider this year. Used to watch him as an amateur rider, number 9R. He always goes good at the Springfield short track. We'll see how that carries over into the pro ranks, but first he's got to deal with Thunder Valley. Look back. Casey Sisko got a little bit too crossed up down there in the final corner. The checkered flag comes out, so it looks like Henry Wiles is going to be the fastest in qualifying round 1. Taking a look for Ryan Sipes, currently 7th with the 27.020. That does conclude round number 1 for the AFT singles class. Production Twins will be up next. They take their cool-off lap right now. 1 full lap they pull off before they get to the start-finish line. We'll send out the AFT Production Twins. Like 12 riders making the start here. There's a look at Henry Wiles. Again, the fastest lap of the day was just laid down. 26.366 for Henry Wiles. Dallas Daniels close second, 26.614. Brandon Kitchen third, 26.658. That one surprised me a little bit. I didn't expect Kitchen to be up there third, but Honda, Yamaha, Husqvarna, KTM, the top 4 different brands of motorcycles. So that was how they finished up. Qualifying round number 1, AFT Production Twins on the racetrack. 65 is our points leader, Corey Texter. 62, Dan Bromley. 44, Cameron Smith. 3 Pennsylvania riders, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd in the point standings. Chad Coase is 4th, Ben Lau 5th on the 25. 68, Ryan Barnes. 10, Johnny Lewis. 64, Danny Essling. 30, Brock Schwarzenbacher. 45, Shelby Miller. 59, Hayden Gillum. And 96, Jesse Janish. Both those last 2 filling in on the Vance & Hines XG 750s with help from Boswell's Harley-Davidson. One bike pulls off, puts his hand up. That's Barnes having an issue. Reaches up, grabs the tear off, so Barnes gets out of the way. Looks like he's shifting the gears, so the bike looks like it's still running. Maybe he's just trying to get out of the way, or maybe he wants to follow somebody. That's Reverend Ryan Barnes, 3rd generation flat tracker. His dad, Kevin Barnes, used to race out here. And also another rider behind him putting his hand up. That's Chad Coase on the 49 bike. There's a look at the 96 of Janish facing the 59 of Hayden Gillum. There's Eslick. Gillum, Schwarzenbacher, Janish on the 96. Janish has won here 3 times, 6 victories in the Grand Nationals for the 96 of Janish, all on the AFT singles classes. Schwarzenbacher on the 30 bike, but if you guys could watch the 96 of Janish over the jump, he likes landing with the front wheel down first. Most flat trackers don't like landing like that. They would rather land with the rear wheel first. Here comes the 59 of Gillum, behind him Essling. Now watch the 96 up the jump. So he lands that front wheel first. It's a very different style. It's always worked out for him on a single. I'm not sure how well it'll work on the Production Twin. So great shot of the 96, Jesse Janish wearing one of Vanderkoy's old leathers. White flag is out. Last lap of qualifying round number 1 for the AFT Production Twins class presented by Vance & Hines. You know Vance & Hines would like to get another victory Dalton Gauthier got one in Pennsylvania. Oh, something's on the, looks like a fork tube part on the front, over the jump as 68 of Barnes pulls off. Checker flag should be coming out this time by. Hayden Gillum at the top spot, 26.939 for the 59, 26.939. Hayden Gillum, quick time so far on the 59 bike. Hayden Gillum with a 26.939. Dan Bromley second, Jesse Janish third, Johnny Lewis fourth on the Royal Enfield. Ben Lau is fifth on the Yamaha. Eslick is sixth, Corey Texter seventh, Chad Coast is eighth, Brock Schwarzenbacher rounds out your top 9. 10th will be Ryan Barnes, Cameron Smith, and Shelby Miller on his birthday out there in that 12th spot. So we'll take a look at a replay. We'll watch Jesse Janish. I talked about it during that practice session, but Janish likes landing with the front wheel down first. So he's got a little bit different style. You can see him revving it a couple times over the jump, but it doesn't bother him to land front wheel first. I think it gives him control. It's just that's the style he likes. That's what a lot of motocrossers do. They like landing with that front wheel down first. But you got to land with the throttle. Land on that throttle, keep it going. That was it for qualifying round number 1 for the Production Twins. When we come back, Mission Super Twins qualifying to round number 1. After that, Singles qualifying round 2, Production Twins qualifying round 2. Right here, Thunder Valley, Progressive American Flat Track. We will be right back.
We're the Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers. We understand the challenges riders face every day. As riders, we want to share the road and be seen by motorists. Remaining visible is critical to our safety and well-being. That's why we work tirelessly to promote motorcycle safety and awareness. We're proud to support our community that includes riders of all stripes. If you've been injured in a motorcycle accident, call 1-800-LAW-TIGERS or visit lawtigers.com. The Law Tigers, America's motorcycle lawyers.
The way this racetrack has turned out, AJ, is incredible. They can run high, low, middle, anywhere they want. We're talking 8 riders in contention for this right now. The final corner awaits. Look at the track. Briar Bauman's going to have to use the track. Briar Bauman wins 2 years in a row here at Williamsburg.
Cometic Gasket is the official gasket of Progressive American Flat Track. For decades, Progressive American Flat Track champions have depended on Cometic to seal their engines. Cometic gaskets are the professional standard for racers who demand the very best. For more information, log on to Cometic.com. Cometic Gasket, sealing championships since 1989. Brought to you by Yamaha and its best-in-class lineup of power sports vehicles. For more information on how you too can experience the pinnacle of performance both on and off-road, visit YamahaMotorsports.com. Falken Tires is proud to be the official light truck tire of Progressive American Flat Track. Choosing the right tire for your truck or SUV is critical. And Falken has you covered, offering highway terrains to all-terrains through torture-tested mud terrains. For more information on Falken's full line of Wild Peak products, please visit us at www.falkentire.com.
Parts Unlimited, the people behind We Support the Sport, welcome you to this high-action event. We are proud to join with race fans everywhere in working to ensure that our sport gets bigger and more exciting each season. And you too can support the sport by visiting your local dealer who stocks products from Parts Unlimited. They've got the very best in high-performance parts and accessories and the best support network in the business. Parts Unlimited. We support the sport.
You don't take greatness for granted, and neither should your gear. We are Torch Eyewear, and we design sunglasses for protection, performance, and chasing your passion. For more information, visit our website at torcheyewear.com and click on our free Home Try-On program.
Sideburn is the world's finest Go Fast, Turn Left magazine. It is available to buy at Progressive AFT's trackside merchandise booths and is the official magazine of Progressive American Flat Track. For more information, visit sideburnmagazine.com. Born from the desire to inspire and create adventure and community, Super 73 is an electric bike brand fusing motorcycle heritage and youth culture. Founded in 2016 and based in Southern California, Super 73 has led the charge in pioneering a new approach to help redefine the electric bicycle industry. By emphasizing thoughtful design, responsible manufacturing techniques, and local community engagement, the brand continually strives to grow and expand into a true industry leader. Visit super73.com for more information.
Law Tigers, Peoria TT, presented by Country Saloon out here. There's a look at beautiful downtown Peoria. Glad to be back in Thunder Valley after skipping last year. We weren't able to come to Peoria TT, but the last time we were here is back in 2019, and Kristen beat with the winner of 2019, Dallas Daniels. Kristen.
It also marked his first AMA American Flat Track Series win in the singles class. A special moment for Dallas Daniels, to say the least. Today in practice, chasing Henry Wiles. We were just speaking. You're really splitting hairs at that point, only 2/10 at this point off of Henry Wiles. How do you close the gap, and have you been able to isolate where the difference is?
No, to close the gap, you have to go ask him. He knows how to do it. But I'm just focusing on me, and I got some good people here helping me, and we're trying to dial some things in. Right now on the motorcycle and with the track. So we're just having a lot of fun out here, and we'll see how it goes today.
You mentioned to me a moment ago that it might be line selection. What did you notice out there? And maybe is Henry trying some things that you're not 100% able to do because of the bike setup right now?
No, not necessarily, but I haven't seen him much because I go out first and he's behind me in the point standings. So I'm just focused on me and all these other people watching, telling me what I should do different, just trying some different stuff. That's what practice is for.
A moment ago, I was talking with your dad, and I asked him, just kind of kidding, hey, why isn't Dallas running the production twins bike? We all love being able to see you race two classes, and for the most part, you've been so successful at doing so in the TT so far this season. What is the reason for you not racing the production twins bike and doing double duty here at the Peoria TT?
Well, Peoria is a very challenging track anyways, so riding the production twin, it's tough to ride two classes, especially at a TT. And we're leading the championship right now, so we want to focus on that and try to win that championship, and we'll worry about twins in the future.
I love it. Dallas, best of luck today. I like the quote your dad gave me. Nick told me a moment ago. He said, you don't roll the dice twice at Peoria. So today, just watching Dallas in the singles class.
Don't roll the dice twice. I like it. So that is Dallas Daniels right now. He's got the big number 1 on his back. He won here back again, like I said, back in 2019, last time we were here. We got a lot going on. Dallas Daniels trying to win it back-to-back. He's got to beat Henry Wiles, who are both in the AFT singles class this year. Taking a look at Sammy Albert, some social media stuff on a rainy late night in Philadelphia. The great Rocky Balboa once said, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done. Yo, Kenny, we did it. So that's Sammy Albert, some social media posts from last week, and there's Breyer and Bronson. Best part of Saturday, Bronson asked me to be the best man. Kind of had to, though, to be fair, whether he wanted to or not. Bronson is going to be getting married to his girlfriend, Alex. They are now engaged. Breyer got married last year to Shayna. And look at these party animals right here. Spent my 21 week with these two. Where's the other way to do it? There's no other way to do it. Ryan Wells and Chad Coase right there. So those guys like to have some fun. Tanner Dean, Ryan Wells, and Chad Coase. And I know Kristen's got some more on this one. Kristen, you've been watching social media a lot, and they're having some fun up there.
Well, I always follow the young guys. They're fun to kind of see how their career progresses, but also their personal lives. And I would just like to start this weekend with a moment of silence for Tanner Dean's liver as he hung out with both Ryan Wells and Chad Coase this week. And I know they celebrated his 21st birthday. But the flat track family really is just that. It's a family, and these guys have been so excited for Tanner Dean to turn 21. So that was a special moment for the kid. But I wonder how he's feeling this weekend.
Yeah, he's probably feeling it a little bit. He's out there. He did pull off in that one of the first practice sessions, but that was Tanner Dean. And we've heard from Dallas Daniels, who won here in 2019, but now let's go hear from King Henry is down there with Ricky Rackman.
Like you said, Scotty Dubler Elvis Presley is the king of rock and roll, and the king of Peoria right now is this guy. How was that an intro? He wrote that. He told me to say that. No, you didn't. But you do feel confident when you walk into Peoria.
Yeah, it's a great feeling to be able to walk in here, and, I've still got my health, still able to come out here and lay down some fast laps, and the fans have always been so great to me here at Peoria, always cheering me on, you know, especially when I had the streak going. They always wanted to see me add one more to the streak, so that was always an awesome feeling. And I know so many people here, talked to so many people, won a lot of races in Illinois myself, so you know, it's an awesome feeling for sure.
I was walking up there by the jump. You're seeing a lot of Henry Wiles t-shirts. Now, we didn't get to race here last year. When you stepped in here, did you have that swagger? Did you have that confidence? You're like, wow, I haven't been here for a while. I hope I still got it. And obviously, after practice, you still got it.
Yeah, you know, I've always worked really hard to try to win this race, and you know, I've always had a good amount of confidence in my ability ever since, you know, I was kind of a rookie coming into this sport, and you know, that hasn't changed. I've still got a great amount of confidence in my ability, and I think when that starts to slip a little bit, then I'll just be done, you know, and I'll let the next generation take over. But until then, I'm going to be that old guy scratching and clawing every step of the way, no doubt.
And if we get another win, are we going to see push-ups over there? What you can't do push-ups again. You got to top it. So what are we going to see?
I don't know. It's probably illegal. They'd say I was doping my tire or something silly like that, but maybe they could take a sample of it before the main event. Maybe I'll smoke that thing off fifth gear until it blows.
Well, I'll tell you, for all the people that are up there over by the jumps, we'll be watching Henry Wiles today at Peoria.
King Henry won 14 in a row here from 2004 to 2018. Was hurt when we were here in 2019. We didn't race here last year. We'll get longer interviews with Ricky Rackman and Henry Wiles between two turns. Kristen Beat and Dallas Daniels. The longer interviews a little bit later on when we come back. Mission Super Twins qualifying coming up next at Thunder Valley.
Everything we do at the track shapes what we build for the street and the dirt.
You can see how bad these guys want it. A race to the line.
For us, racing is not for the trophies or the glory. We compete because it makes everything we do faster, more durable, and tested to a higher standard. For S&S, racing is the ultimate in proven performance, and we've been proving it since 1958.
You own the job and everything that comes with it. The mornings that start too early, the nights that go too late, and every unbelievable thing in between. It's good to know you can rent whatever construction equipment you need from people who do whatever it takes. Visit us at catrentalstore.com. Drag Specialties welcomes race fans. At Drag Specialties, our commitment to riding is a way of life. That's why we want to remind you that when you're ready to tackle maintenance or add performance and style to your ride, make your first stop a local dealer who stocks products from Drag Specialties. Drag Specialties. Enjoy the races. Brought to you by Yamaha and its best-in-class lineup of power sports vehicles. For more information on how you too can experience the pinnacle of performance both on and off-road, visit YamahaMotorsports.com. Looking for more power? E3 spark plugs deliver more power, better fuel efficiency, and reduced emissions. The secret is in the patented diamond-shaped ground electrode that promotes a more complete burn of the fuel. Proven on the dyno and on the racetrack, the official spark plug of American Flat Track helps power champions on 2 wheels and 4. Winners run E3. What are you running?
At Tech Mounts, we support motorcycle riders, industry retailers, and OEMs for over 20 years. Proudly designed and manufactured in the USA, Tech Mounts has become the #1 source for mounting any mobile device on any vehicle and comes with a lifetime guarantee. See all Tech Mounts products at your local motorcycle dealers, retailers, and on techmounts.com.
Hold on to your burritos because things are about to get too fast, too tasty. Mission Foods is a proud sponsor of the AFT Super Twins. Add Mission to your race-watching snacks for mouth-watering race day flavors. Mission Foods. Too fast, too tasty.
The darkness is full of demons. Hazy creatures who lurk in the shadows, prowling under the cloak of dusk. But we're not demons. We're beasts.
The world's fastest mile is coming on September 4th and 5th. American Flat Track roars into the Springfield Mile for another epic race of the world's fastest dirt track racers.
One of the best races you'll ever see.
Meet the riders, witness the speed, experience the glory. The Memphis Shade Springfield Mile presented by Law Tigers doubleheader on September 4th and 5th. Get your tickets now at AmericanFlatTrack.com.
Welcome back to Thunder Valley, Progressive American Flat Track, Law Tigers, Peoria TT, presented by Country Saloon. Up next, Mission Super Twins qualifying. Round number 1 is up next for you folks tuning in. Opening ceremonies, 1:50 p.m. Central Time Zone. After that will be our 6 semifinals, 3 for each class. After that will be the Mission Super Twins Mission Challenge, followed by our 3 main events here today. A big day of racing, beautiful day outside. Threats of some moisture early on have moved through the area. Getting set to go with our first round of qualifying Mission Super Twins as the sun is now out here in Thunder Valley. A lot to keep our eyes on all day long. The big showdown in the singles class between the 1 of Dallas Daniels and the 17 of Henry Wiles. We'll watch that showdown, see how it unfolds today. Mission Super Twins are coming up next for their first round of qualifying. So far, J.D. Beach was fastest in the first round of practice, a 2:06.809, and then Briar Bauman at the back of the pack was quickest in the second round of practice, the 2:06.861. We're watching for that showdown as well, the 1 and the 95. The last rounds were at New York, the Wheat Sport Short Track. There, Slam and Sammy Halbert came from off the ground to come up and battle injury and come up with the win. There he is, Slam and Sammy Halbert, Cool Beth Nyla Racing winner. And then you got Cameron Smith taking his first ever career win. Look at the intensity on the eyes of the 44. Mama gets the victory lap right there. That's what happened at the New York Short Track. Back on the racetrack here today. Mission Super Twins, look at that victory celebration down there. Back on the track, Mission Super Twins, 1 group. This is their first round of qualifying. The 1 is Briar Bauman, 9, Jared Meese. 44 is Brandon Robinson, 20, Jared Vandekoy. 95, J.D. Beach, 37, Bronson Bauman. 67, Davis Fisher. 36, Colby Carlisle. 27, Robbie Pearson. 69, Sammy Albert. 43, James the Rocket Rispoli. Look at Briar out in front this time is all white leathers. Actually, he's got some red sleeves on there, but the white leathers today for the champ, 2-time defending Grand National champion. And the winner last time we were here back in 2019, Briar Bauman out in front. He's not playing around this time. Last time he wanted to go at the back. He's also using a hand brake. Briar Bauman trying something a little bit different. Dave Zanotti's got that set up. The front, loses the front end just for a second, coming off that final or that second corner right there. No problem, keeps the throttle on. But again, Briar Bauman using a little bit of a hand brake. You have a little better feel than you do when you're using your boots. Briar's on the front straightaway. Briar Bauman, the factory Indy Motorcycle Progressive Insurance entry. S&S Cycles. There's the number 9, the Jammer, Jared Meese. 44, Brandon Robinson trying to salvage whatever points he can. He's still wearing a right knee brace. We'll see if Jared Meese is back. He's been struggling with his left knee all season. Heard actually he's got some calf injuries too. Keeps it really low over the jump that time by. He puts his right leg out. Doesn't use it though, but a little bit of a help the weight. Transition through the right-hander back into the left-hander. Now onto the front straightaway. Jared Meese right now back in there on the 9 bike. Don't have any times right now for us here in this first round of qualifying right now, but it's the 9 right there on the screen. Jared Meese. Meese on the 9 bike. Checker flag is out. Briar Bauman, Jared Meese across the finish line. Here comes the 44 Robinson. The 37 Bronson Bauman got second here behind his brother. And there's Vandekoy, the 20 bike. He could be a surprise, kind of a sleeper. JB looking to grab one out here today. I think he's got every chance to do so. Times have not updated here in the Finding the Finish Community Center where I'm announcing from here today. So I don't have any times for you. I do apologize for that. They take their cool down lap. That was your Mission Super Twins qualifying round of 1. The times will be recorded. And they're very important, especially in the Mission Super Twins class, because the top 4 out of the semifinals move into that Mission Challenge. So you got to get a good starting spot to make it into their semifinals, to get a good finish, to make it into the challenge and into the main event. Up next, qualifying round number 2 for the AFT singles class. That's what's coming up next. Taking a look at the weather out here at Thunder Valley. The sun is out. 1 o'clock, it'll be about 78.3 degrees. I love how they got decimal points out here. 2 o'clock, 78.9. 3 o'clock, 78 degrees. Beautiful, cool day. Yeah, with the humidity, though, it feels like it's about 200 degrees out here at Thunder Valley. AFT singles are on the racetrack. This is their second and final round of qualifying. Dallas Daniels out front on the 1. There's Maxwell on the 18. 13, Morgan Mishler. 15, Mikey Rush. 17 is the hammer, Henry Wiles. 48, Trent Lowe. 21, Trevor Bruner. And the 105, Brandon Kitchen. He was my biggest surprise, I'd have to say, after that first round of qualifying up there in that third spot. So they're on the racetrack again. This is qualifying round number 2. Looks like we got some times coming up here for us, so times are now starting to work again. I apologize for the Super Twins. We'll try to get you that information a little bit later on. Dallas Daniels out in front. He won here in 2019, trying to go back-to-back. You got to start a streak. You got to start with the first one. So to keep the streak going, you got to back it up with your second. Daniels out front, Monster Energy, Estenson Racing. There's the factory Red Bull KTM rider, the 18 Maxwell. He's got somebody to chase after. You can see Dallas Daniels in front of him. Wiles just trying to pick up the pace a little bit. He's been fastest in the first round of practice, fastest in qualifying round number 1. 17 by Henry Wiles. Set his sights on the quick time. There's 18 Maxwell, the long front straightaway. Red Bull KTM rider goes up the inside of turn number 1. They were going up a little bit higher in turn 1 and 2 as the back end kicks around a little bit. Mikey Rush behind him on the 15 bike up the jump. 18's got company coming behind him. The 15 of Mikey Rush. There's the 21 of Trevor Bruner. He's behind Mitchell on the 13. The 48, Trent Lowe, the Wally Brown Racing Suzuki. Mishler goes way up the racetrack down there in that final corner as the white flag is out. A little bit of dust kicking up from the back tire of the 1 bike going off into turn number 1. Gets way up there, a little bit higher than anybody else going into turn number 1 as the white flag is out. Last lap, group number 1, AFT singles. 13 in hot pursuit of the 21, Trevor Bruner. Wiles still quickest overall at the 26.516. Actually, that's his last lap out here, 26.516. Checkered flag is out. We don't have the overall times up here. They're not coming into the Finding the Finish Community Center right now, so we'll get those a little bit later on. Take a couple look at some replays out here. Final round of qualifying is grid number 1. Watch Mishler, the 13, gets up a little bit too high in this final corner. When you get up there, you go right to the edge of the racetrack, and he has to pitch it a little bit sideways, throwing some dirt up and over the fence. But Mishler using every, he does like the high line though, to be fair. So not gonna give him a hard time about it too much. But you run out of racetrack here at the Peoria Motorcycle Club. Henry Wiles still the top spot. Best lap of the day, 26.36 by Henry Wiles, the 17 bike. Trying to take another win down here at Thunder Valley. Won 14 in a row in the Premier class. See if he can win his first on the AFT singles class out here at Thunder Valley. Group number 2 is on the racetrack. 52, Shayna Texter Bauman. 143 is Cody Kopp. 38, Tanner Dean. 51, Cole Zabala. 377, Ferran Cardus. 94, Ryan Wells. 26, Aiden Roos Evans. 124 is Hunter Bauer. Looks like the 38. Taking a look back, looks like the 377 Ferran Cardus right now. He's got somebody to chase after. It's the 51 of Cole Zabala. So Zabala was quick in that first round of qualifying, and now Ferran has somebody to go after. 143 Cody Kopp right in front of them. There's the 38 Tanner Dean. Dean on the First Impressions race team. The team did not make it here, but him and Ryan Wells both found some Hondas to ride. They're still sponsored by First Impressions Race Team, but the team did not make the effort, make the trip here, I should say. They're making the effort for sure, but they didn't make the trip here to Thunder Valley. So Tanner Dean and Ryan Wells doing their thing out here today. That's why they don't have the blue rims on their motorcycles. Look at top, 143, strong. There's Shannon Texter Bauman, the 52. She'll say it too. She's not a TT tracks are just not her favorite thing. She's getting better at them, and the way to do so is by riding more and more of them. She's been trying to ride some more moto a little bit. It helps her for sure. The 38 Tanner Dean, there's Shannon Texter Bauman. She's fallen into the 9th place in the point standings right now, 52. Vector Red Bull KTM rider, 2 wins on the season openers down there in Volusia. White flag is out, group number 2. Times are back. Henry Wiles still at the top spot. Dallas Daniels second. Brandon Kitchen third. Maxwell is fourth. Zabala up there to fifth. The 51 is up to fifth overall. Look through the list here. Ferran Cardus back there in the 13th spot. A few Spanish fans. I know there's people tuned in from all across the globe watching here American Flat Track. This is group number 2 of the AFT Singles. It is still Henry Wiles quickest all day so far, 26.366. Dallas Daniels, 26.496. So not too far off. Brandon Kitchen again surprises me right now, sitting third. Maxwell is fourth. Zabala is fifth. Cody Kopp is sixth. Mikey Rush seventh. Morgan Mishler eighth. Trevor Bruner is ninth. Ryan Sipes, who hasn't gone out for his second time, is still in the 10th spot. Group number 3 set to go. Final round of qualifying for your AFT singles class. 264, Ryan Sipes on the gas. 161, Casey Sisko. 243 is Jared Lowe. 109, Billy Ross. 156, Jordan Jean. 157, Ian Wolf. And the 107 from Marissa, Illinois, Blake Steinwagner. Here we go. Final round of qualifying for your AFT singles riders. And it's the final group. This will set the field for their semifinals. There are 23 entries today. They will all make the start of their semifinals, so nobody will be eliminated until we get to the semifinals. They told us during our production meeting that the jump is the exact same as it was in 2009. Caterpillar's been out here. They've got the computer, all the electronics. They've got it exactly the same as it was when we were here 2 years ago. Green flag is out. Third and final group. Final round of qualifying for your AFT singles class. Sipes out in front. Mr. Motorcycle will lead him up the jump. Got his Red Bull helmet on. There's a look at Jared Lowe, the 243, the Jet. Billy Ross chasing Sipes out in front. There's Jordan Jean, the 156, and the 157, Ian Wolf. Tommy Dumas at home today, watching from Ohio. He likes cheering for the 157, Ian Wolf, Ohio rider. Sipes around the bottom of the racetrack down here, turns 1 and 2, heading up the jump right now, the 264. Take a look at his sponsor list. 264 is doing for Red Bull, Troy Lee Designs, and Gas. Leaderboard. Sipes still currently 11th. His quickest lap in this session is a 27.436, so he's about 2/10 slower than he was in the first session. We talked about it earlier, though, too. Kristen brought up a good point. He's out there leading, but he's in group number 3, so he has nobody to chase after, no fast guys to watch. Look how far he just jumped it, though. That has to be the farthest jump of the day right there. Sipes really airing it out, but he's also a Supercross rider. He won the Hawaiian Supercross last season. Sipes is not scared to air it out as the white flag comes out for Sipes on the 264. A couple of braking bumps now working on the inside of turn number 1. Sipes airing it out this time, not quite as far as the last lap, but he was really letting it hang out over that jump. Last corner for Sipes. He'll look ahead. He's looking for that checkered flag. Sipes still in the 10th position now. Trevor Bruner just ahead of him in 9th. Checkered flag is out. Sipes, Billy Ross, Jared Lowe. Sipes still 10th on the 264. Right behind him is 109, Billy Ross up to 11th. Billy Ross won a TT race up in Wisconsin on a Thursday night a couple weeks ago. Watch Sipes over the jump. He likes having fun right here. He'll air it out. He actually didn't air it out, but he keeps it on the back wheel and just wheelies all the way down the landing. Sipes having some fun right here. Let's look at how far Sipes was jumping. 2 laps to go, airing it out over the jump, front end way up in the air. That is some big air for a Supercross rider, definitely for a flat tracker. Going up and over the cam, the gopher cam right here. Look at, you see how Billy Ross is already on the ground before he gets to the camera. That's almost as far as Jake Johnson. Jake Johnson used to air it out 150 feet, I think maybe even further, but Jake's not here. But Ryan Sipes trying to hold it down for you there. Jake Johnson trying to jump as far as he can. Henry Wiles, your fast time overall will be the quick time today in the singles class. We already switch on over to the Production Twins. Their final round of qualifying. Production Twins moving on to the track already. 5-lap qualifying session. their last chance to qualify. 65, Corey Texter. 62's Dan Bromley trying to gain some points on the points leader. 44, Cam Smith. 49, Chad Coast. 25, Ben Lau. 68, Barnes. 10, Johnny Lewis. 64, Danny Eslick. 30, Schwarzenbacher. 45, Shelby Miller. 59, Hayden Gillum. And the 96 of Jesse Janish. A couple of TT ringers at the back of the pack on those. Vance and Hines, Boswell's, Harley-Davidson, XG 750s. Bromley had a good run last weekend, but after he took the checkered flag, was pretty much laying down on the gas tank. I'm not sure if he was hurt or what happened. I never did get a chance to catch up with him, but he looked just fine today. After that first round, he was second to 2.7.039. Johnny Lewis could very well take the win on the Royal Enfield. He is another rider that feels comfortable out here at the Peoria TT. Dan Bromley right here, the 62. Memphis Shades Yamaha entry. 62 bike. Dan the Man, Dan Bromley, Memphis Shades, Vincent Construction, Saudi Enterprises, and Henderson Racing. His mechanic is Nick Henderson. Soon to be his brother. There's the 10 of Johnny Lewis. We'll go back up front to the 62, Dan Bromley. There's Johnny Lewis behind him. Johnny Lewis currently in the 4th spot on that Royal Enfield. 2.7.753. His fastest lap in this session, but it's not quite fast enough. Quick time is Hayden Gillum from that first round, 2.6.939. Gillum still has the quick time. We'll take a look back. There's Janish on the 96 bike. White flag is out. 1 lap to go. Janish on the 96. Vance and Hines, Boswell's, Harley up the inside around the bottom of the racetrack down here, turns 1 and 2. Janish fastest on the racetrack with 2.6.948, closing in on the leader. The fast time earlier in the first round was at 2.6.939, so he's just off the quickest time we've seen in the production twins class. Janish, again, his first time was on the bike was just a few moments ago. Checkered flag is out. There's Janish. Last lap for Janish at 2.7.035. So it looks like Hayden Gillum's going to hang on to be your fast qualifier. But when it's race time, it's a little bit different. Janish points to somebody in the crowd. Janish has a lot of fans out here. Janish has won here 3 times on a single. Won in 2018, 2017. And back in 2015. So Janish knows his way to the victory podium. Hayden Gillum, overall quick time, but it's in this second round of qualifying, Jesse Janish has the quickest time in this second round. Hayden Gillum second by 0.145 seconds. Dan Bromley third. Johnny Lewis fourth. Corey Texter, that's a solid run for our points leader. He's not been known to be a TT rider, but he's 5th right now with a 1 second off the leader's time. That's not bad. Chad Coast is 6th. Ben Lau. Ryan Barnes is 8th. Cameron Smith back there in 9th. 12 riders have taken. 10 Shelby Miller. It looks like Schwarzenbacher and Danny Eslick skipped that second round of qualifying, probably to save their equipment for that final, for the racing action. So that is it for production twins on the schedule. Up next is Mission Super Twins qualifying round number 2. We've already seen their first round of qualifying. Don't have it here in front of me, but up next is the Mission Super Twins qualifying round number 2. Again, opening ceremonies today. That's going on at 1:50 p.m. here Central Time Zone for you folks tuning in. At that point, we'll switch on over to TrackPass on NBC Sports Gold right after opening ceremonies. So again, if you're watching on Facebook, opening ceremonies coming up at 1:50. Right after that, we'll switch on over to TrackPass on NBC Sports Gold. So we're waiting for our final round of qualifying. Mission Super Twins qualifying is coming up next. Look at all the people filing in here to the grounds, the club grounds out here. Peoria Motorcycle Club. Looks like the motorcycle groups have made their way down here. They're in line to grab themselves an ice cold beverage. There are 2 tunnels to make their way to the infield section. Beautiful scenery here in central Illinois. Thunder Valley is where we're at this afternoon. Again, opening ceremony is coming up at 1:50 p.m. Right after that, we get into our Super Twins. Look at that beautiful scenery not too far from here. Lots going on here at Peoria, Thunder Valley. 74th running of this race. Central Illinois. Been racing here for a long, long time. Mission Super Twins rolling onto the racetrack for their final round of qualifying. 1, Briar Bauman. 9, Jared Meese. 44, Brandon Robinson. 20, Jared Vandekoy. 95, J.D. Beach. 37, Bronson Bauman. 67, Davis Fisher. 36, Colby Carlisle. 27, Robbie Pearson. 69, Sammy Halbert. 43, James the Rocket Rispoli. Final round of qualifying is on the racetrack. Mission Super Twins, presented by S&S Cycle. The quick time right now looks like a 2:06.229. JD Beach was quickest in round one. 2:06.229. Just got to see that. Breyer was second quick. Bronson was third. Meese was fourth. And Vanderkoy rounds out your top five with your local hero, Robbie Pearson, sixth quick in that first round of qualifying. There's a look at the two-time and defending champ and the winner the last time we were here, 2019, Breyer Bauman, the one bike. He's the defending champion of this race, as well as the two-time defending Grand National champion. Progressive American Flat Track Super Twins. Breyer running the very inside over the jump. Try to keep a nice flow, a nice smooth left and a right. It's kind of hard to do on these big, heavy twins. Breyer looks like he's doing pretty good on the number one bike. He's chosen to go at the back of the pack. Breyer looks like he's taking it easy. Breyer's pulled up over here outside turn number 2. And it's going to let Jared Meese go by. So Breyer's not wanting to show anything. Strategy. Breyer just taking it easy, just out there cruising around. I think he's going to settle for where he qualified earlier today. Gets out of the way. Going to let the 44 and the 20 go on by. The white flag is out. He's out in front, the 44 and the 20. These two good friends. Mission Foods entries. Vanderkoy run the bottom of the racetrack. Roberts goes up the racetrack a little bit. They're going to be side by side just for a second. Vanderkoy takes that spot away from the 44 up, and over the jump they go. Robertson's still been nursing his right knee from the Joliet incident. Got him big twisted up a little bit. He's on my flight coming in here. So I'm just going to do what I can and try to salvage as much points as I can. Checker flag is out. 43 doing a little bit of a wheelie coming out that final corner. There's the 27 of Bucks Pearson doing it for the Country Saloon. On that 27 bike, also sponsored by Rackley Racing, John Franklin, and Country Saloon. Right here, JD Beach. Quickest in both sessions, 2:06.229 was his fastest lap in the first round. His fastest lap in the second round, 2:06.507. So JD Beach will be our overall fast time, 2:06.507 was quickest in this second round, but his quickest in the first round was a 2:06.229. Breyer second, Bronson third, Jared Meese is fourth, Jared Vanderkoy is fifth, Robbie Pearson sixth, Sammy Halbert seventh, Davis Fisher, Colby Carlisle, James Rispoli, and Brandon Robinson. That's the overall times, not what we're looking at on the screen. I was reading the overalls. I'm sorry about that. But that's how they get qualified for today's event here. Again, opening ceremony is coming up at 1:50 p.m., 1:50 p.m. if you're keeping track. We're about 40 minutes away from that. After opening ceremonies, 2 Mission Super Twin semis, 2 AFT Production Twin semis, 2 AFT Single semis, our Mission Challenge, our AFT Production Twins main, our Singles main, our Super Twins main event. That's how we're going to end up today out here. A big day of racing action. I'm Scotty Dubler, the voice of American Flat Track. Let's go check in with Ricky Rackman. Ricky, where are you at now?
Well, thank you so much, Scotty. I am hanging out with Charlie Roberts of the Rookies 79. They do something really incredible every single event with American Flat Track. And right now we're in front of the tent, and this is something that all of you at Peoria Motorcycle Club should pay attention to, and all of you that are watching us live right now on Facebook, because they do an auction, some incredible memorabilia that always goes to a great cause. Charlie Roberts, tell us what we have today.
Today we got a Brian Trish original. He's our in-house artist, and this is an original. It's not a print. This is Dallas en route to his first Grand National victory here at Peoria. And again, it's a beautiful print. We're selling raffle tickets today at the racetrack. 1 is 5, 6 is 20, and you can go to rookies79.com and purchase your tickets online. And I can tell you that last week's winner was an online winner, Ricky.
So the very cool thing is that when you buy one of these raffle tickets, the money goes to injured riders. Tell us a little bit about Rookies 79.
Well, just for instance, last weekend at Weedsport, New York, we thought we had a great weekend, and we raised over $9,500 from the grace of the American Flat Track fans. Unfortunately, we had some crashes at Weedsport and some other races across the United States, and by the grace of the fans, we were able to give out $13,500 to the injured in our sport, and we can't do it without the fans. So we're just It's a group of guys that race motorcycles. We were all rookies in 1979. Scott Parker, Wayne Rainey, Ronnie Jones, myself, Tommy Duma. And we're giving back to the sport that we love with all of our heart.
And you can go here, you would help these injured riders and get something that very possibly could be a cool thing. This would look incredible in your house, and especially getting it here, considering that this is the track that Dallas Daniels got that first win. And a little bit later on, we're going to be talking about what we're doing at Springfield, because I'm really excited about that, Charlie. But right now, I want to turn the microphone back over to a guy that is not only the voice of American Flat Track. I want everybody in Peoria to know that it is Scotty Dubler's birthday today. So happy birthday, Scotty Dubler.
Thanks a lot, Ricky. I'm catching up to you slowly but surely, but thanks a lot, Ricky. And stop by and check out the Rookies of 79. They've got all kinds of other memorabilia on sale over there. Not only that one-of-a-kind print of Dallas Daniels winning his first AFT race, but it's they've got all kinds of other cool stuff. As the Honda Talon is loading up, taking some VIPs for a few laps around this track. And this is a track I should have done. I should have waited. See, I went at the New York short track, but that's Richie Morris right there. He's getting set to go. They're putting some VIPs in the back seat, but this is the track I'd like to do it. A lap around Thunder Valley in the Honda side by side. The Honda Talon right there. He's giving a thumbs up over here. Yeah, we see it out there. I'm jealous. I want to go right now. He's giving me a thumbs up down there. That's Richie Morris, going to give him a few laps in the Honda Talon. The most anticipated side by side to ever come out. 1,000 cc's. It's got paddle shifters. I know at the New York short track, on a short track, folks, he was hitting 70 miles per hour on the straightaway. I don't know how fast he's be going on this front straightaway here at Thunder Valley, but then he'll hit the jumps. They got the cardio communications. They can hear each other. They can hear the driver take a few laps down there, and they've got Dunlop tires on there to actually help put some rubber on the racetrack. So the Honda Talon is headed back onto the racetrack. A few VIPs get a few laps out here around Thunder Valley. Law Tigers, Peoria TT, presented by the Country Saloon. Opening ceremonies coming up at 1:50 p.m. Right after that, we'll get into our qualifying action for our semifinals. All that and much more here at Thunder Valley, the 74th running of the Peoria TT. We'll be back, 1:50, opening ceremonies from Illinois.
You own the job. The mornings that start too early. The nights that go too late. And every unexpected, unpredictable, unthinkable, unbelievable thing in between. You own it all. It's good to know you can rent whatever you need from people that do whatever it takes. Let's do the work.
If you ever dreamed of blue skies, fresh air, and blue-green water, then look no further. If your idea of heaven on earth includes velvet golf courses, romantic evenings, and sun setting, then you owe it to yourself to check our Southwest Florida's beautiful Punta Gorda and its neighboring areas. At MyDigitalListing.com, we have been making dreams come true for over a decade. Supporters of American Flat Track since 1999, our team of professionals are ready to help you find your vacation, investment, and permanent new residence in paradise.
Cometic Gasket is the official gasket of Progressive American Flat Track. For decades, Progressive American Flat Track champions have depended on Cometic to seal their engines. Cometic gaskets are the professional standard for racers who demand the very best. For more information, log on to Cometic.com. Cometic Gasket, sealing championships since 1989.
Race fans, VP Racing Fuels offers a full line of power sports fuels, lubricants, coolants, and appearance products for track and street. From pro racers to weekend warriors, we help riders make more power. Ask your local power sports dealer.
Dunlop is the official tire of Progressive American Flat Track. We make tires in America for racing and street racing, such as our creditworthy Progressive American Flat Track Spec racing tire, the DT4, and the DT3, which is now the street-legal K180. Learn more about Dunlop tires at DunlopMotorcycleTires.com.
Parts Unlimited, the people behind We Support the Sport, welcome you to this high-action event. We are proud to join with race fans everywhere in working to ensure that our sport gets bigger and more exciting each season. And you, too, can support the sport by visiting your local dealer who stocks products from Parts Unlimited. They've got the very best in high-performance parts and accessories and the best support network in the business. Parts Unlimited. We support the sport. Arai Helmets started racing in America in flat track, and we've been supporting it ever since. Arai, handcrafted with an obsessive dedication to rider protection. For more information, please visit our website, AraiAmericas.com.
Sideburn is the world's finest go fast, turn left magazine. It is available to buy at Progressive AFT's trackside merchandise booths and is the official magazine of Progressive American Flat Track. For more information, visit sideburnmagazine.com. Born from the desire to inspire and create adventure and community, Super 73 is an electric bike brand fusing motorcycle heritage and youth culture. Founded in 2016 and based in Southern California, Super 73 has led the charge in pioneering a new approach to help redefine the electric bicycle industry by emphasizing thoughtful design, responsible manufacturing techniques, and local community engagement. The brand continually strives to grow and expand into a true industry leader. Visit super73.com for more information. Tired of replacing your battery every year? It's time to buy the world's best lithium battery, the Pulse IPT, with up to 1,200 cranking amps and unmatched reliability. There's no better battery for your bike. Visit Full Spectrum Power in the paddock today or on Instagram, Facebook, and the web. Start something. Power everything.
Kicker Performance Audio is the official sound system of American Flat Track. Kicker's fully stocked line of products includes speakers, amplifiers, and subwoofers for your car and truck stereo systems, as well as those for your boat, side-by-side, and touring motorcycle. Kicker also makes Bluetooth outdoor speakers, over-ear headphones, and earbuds to pair with your favorite mobile device. To learn more or find a dealer, visit kicker.com.
The rookies of '79 are former racers and champions of the sport who reunited in 2009 to form the official charity for American Flat Track. 10 years and over $1.7 million raised for our injured racers. Visit rookies79.com to see how you can help.
Tom Duma Fine Jewelers is proud to be the official jeweler for our 8th year to Progressive American Flat Track, providing championship rings for each class in 2021. TDFJ wants to be your jeweler. Check us out online for all your jewelry needs, from engagement rings to fashion jewelry to watches, in all price points to fit everyone's budget. Shop like a pro. Shop TDFJ.com.
And welcome back to the Law Tigers Peoria TT, presented by Country Saloon. If you have not been to the Country Saloon, I highly recommend you check it out over in East Peoria. Stop by and check it out. If you like flat tracking, you're going to love that place. They've got some great food and much more. Ricky Rackman and I met a bunch of fans over there last night. We had a great time. And also, lots going on out here today. We got a lot of ringers out here in the Production Twins class, but one of the regulars in the Production Twins class looking pretty sporty today. Dan Bromley's down there with Kristen Beat.
Yeah, Dan Bromley actually finished second here in 2019. And as you compare and contrast the ringers and the guys who are here consistently every single weekend, you have to wonder if maybe some team directives might be in place with the Vance and Hines team fielding 2 bikes today, 2 very efficient bikes who have been at the top of the charts all day, whereas this could have been a huge points day for you to not only put some distance on maybe Dalton Gauthier, but also start to chip away at Corey Texter. Do you feel like that might be happening, and how do you approach it strategically? What is your perspective on the points climate in this Production Twins class?
Definitely, like you said, I think that they're not hired, but Vance and Hines is smart. They know that Jesse and Hayden are very well with TTs, and the biggest thing for me looking out is that with Dalton being out, the biggest thing they could do is try and put riders in there to keep me, Corey, and Cameron Smith from catching Dalton. And I think they did a good way of doing that by hiring those 2 riders. Throughout the past, they've been great TT riders. And for me, I'm excited, too, because it gives me a chance to race against the best. You know, with Dalton not being here, it's a bummer. But with them hiring those 2 riders, it gives me more of an incentive to do better. Because if I do win today, and they get second and third, that's an even bigger points gap between me and Cameron, and a bigger points gap of me catching Dalton. So it works both ways in the sense that for me, I can look at it and be like, oh man, I got to race them. But for me, I'm looking at it like, yes, I get to race them. And if I win today, I know I'm the best TT rider here on the Production Twin. and I wouldn't be able to do that without Memphis Shades and Vincent Road Boring and Sody Enterprises. You know, they've been behind me the whole time. Yesterday around noon, we didn't even have a bike together. We had a frame, and Nick's working his butt off. Our good friend Chong Glass came over, and we drove 13 hours straight, pulled in here at 6 a.m., slept for an hour, and we're here racing. So we're giving it our best, and we're going to let the best man win today.
You're one of the riders who actually raced here back in 2019. What changes have you noticed with the track, and maybe what are you having to adjust to and reteach yourself?
I think the biggest thing I noticed is this year the track, to me, feels super dry. I don't think there's enough water in it, where, to me, riding it, I feel a lot of inconsistencies, where in the years past, I felt like they were able to keep the track more consistent and keep more water in it, where in 2019, you saw Breyer, Bronson, all of them riding right around the bales the whole time, and it was fast. But today, I don't think that's going to be the case, and I'm excited for it. I know rain's in the forecast, but, you know, you never want to say the R word at a racetrack, so we're going to keep our head down, and we're going to try and find the fastest line and see what we can do.
When it comes to racing on a TT, you've obviously been very good on them in years past. What is the biggest difference for you racing on a single at a TT and racing on a twin? Because the last time we saw you here in Peoria, you were on that single bike.
The biggest thing is the weight. You know, these motorcycles were not designed to hit a jump. They were not designed to have a front brake on them. And for us riding them, it's a totally different animal. You know, you got another cylinder in there. You got everything going different. And being a 750, it's a lot faster. So when you get to the end of the straightaway, you definitely have to use the brakes a lot harder. And the biggest thing I noticed is pretty much just laying in the jump. On a single, you can ride it as hard as you want, and it kind of absorbs it, where these bikes, they don't do that as much. You kind of got to be like tender love and care with it. And for me, I'm noticing almost the more gentle I ride it and more I let the bike kind of work itself, the faster I get. And I think we're losing time, and we're going a little faster and faster. But every time I do that, Hayden goes a little bit quicker. So we're going to try and change that for the heat race and the main event, but we're going to see what happens.
Well, Dan, best of luck there. Thanks again for your time. And Scotty, as we kind of mentioned and talked about, you know, there may be a race going on track. These guys are playing checkers out there, but there's also a chess game in the paddock when it comes to the points race and the points climate, especially in this production twins class this weekend with the ringers who are actually leading the field.
Yeah, you got to look at the big picture, and I think that's exactly what Dan Bromley was saying. He said he knows he has to go out there and do the best he can. And, you know, the ringers, he's talking about Hayden Gillum, Jesse Janish. If they finish between himself and Corey Texter, he could close up on the points leaders as well, you know, with Dalton Gauthier sitting out, had surgery on his ankle. I hope Dalton's enjoying watching at home. I know it's hard to do, but he had successful surgery on his left ankle. And I gotta say, my hat's off to him for finishing on the podium 2 nights in a row with a broken ankle. So congratulations to him, and he's a trooper for sure. But that was, you know, Dalton Gauthier, who's not here with us. But, man, we got a lot of stuff going on. And yesterday, actually, Ricky Rackman sat down with King Henry in between 2 turns, one of our new favorite segments. Let's take a listen from yesterday, Ricky Rackman.
I remember, I know you're going to remember this. My first day coming into this sport, the mistake that has haunted me. It's my first day of all people to screw up. What happened on my first day working? Do you remember?
You called me Ryan Wells. I've been trying to think ever since then who you look like, so I could talk some.
But you don't look like him. I just was thrown up there. And why, of all names, did I pick that randomly? And then, but it doesn't matter. What?
I know, but here, you know, that's what I ask people when I wear sunglasses that look like this. Are these little 2 Ryan Wells? Are these 2 Ryan Wells?
You don't look like Ryan Wells. I didn't look at you thinking it was a mistake. I was brand new.
He's got a weak jaw. I've got a very strong.
He's kind of a masculine-looking guy. But I told him, he said, yeah. He goes, I got a hard time for that for a month and a half. I go, really? I got a hard time for that for a year and a half. But let's move on to something completely different. If I was to ask riders here in the paddock, I said, give me an adjective to describe Henry. What do you think the adjective would be without swearing? Because they probably wouldn't swear.
I don't know. Depends how much I've raced against them or not. Probably.
How about if we ask
some of them might say like a.
Oh, go ahead. But do you think people say that?
Cocky.
Is it deserved?
Sometimes, yeah.
You kind of are.
Yeah.
But I like that.
I think I have really good RBF. I think, yeah, like because people ask me sometimes what's wrong, and nothing's wrong. I'm just thinking. I'm just deep in thought and thinking, and then all of a sudden I'm a dick. I don't know how or where.
I want to talk about confidence.
There's
okay?
an issue one time way back on a practice day with Rich King. Maybe I got a little bit of something started from then, because obviously I don't have your typical dirt track horse jockey small stature.
Right.
So I think just, naturally the way I walk around maybe even, and people knew I was an athlete and whatever else. So, yeah, I mean, it's what I found? I feel like it's just been really easy for me to be that guy and have that target. Oh, he's a dick. All that kind of stuff, when really you've never talked to me. Right. You've maybe seen me in the pits or something, but I don't know. I have a lot of people actually come to me and say, oh, so-and-so was talking to you. They really liked that conversation. They said, man, he's way different than what we thought he'd be like. I'm a normal guy away from the track. I got a family, make money away from racing. Probably actually lose money racing and not working.
I could point out a tree and you could tell me what it is. What's that tree? What's that tree right there?
That is a white oak, and depending on what tree specifically you're talking about, it's probably all those trees right there have got about between 300 to 700 board feet in them.
I was going to say exactly that same thing. I have a question for you. When you come into Peoria, you should. This is just my idea. I think you should come into Peoria like Ric Flair with a big fur coat and just be like the king, because you are the king of Peoria. I mean, you could be the Ric Flair of Peoria.
Well, it's funny that you say exactly those words, because I had a conversation with my team owner, Mike Turner, on doing something for this race specifically, and my exact words were you can't be Ric Flair if you don't have any flair.
I like that.
I don't think we quite got the full idea into effect, but I don't know. He said he might have a little something for me, so we'll see.
Before the races, you're Clint Eastwood. You're like a Clint Eastwood before the races. Winning here, Saturday night, you would take on a persona of, because you can't be the Clint Eastwood after the race if you win again. Because I'm thinking, you've got 14 wins here, but there's a little bit of time off. You've got this Dallas Daniels kid out here. A lot of people are thinking, is Dallas Daniels going to take the crown from the king? What kind of persona? And I know it's not an act. I think you really are the Clint Eastwood before the race. But do you know what I mean? Like, after the race, how is Henry Wiles going to be?
Probably, I'm sure there will be some emotion there. The whole team, including myself, has definitely been working their tails off to win races, and the last 3 rounds have been pretty frustrating. So I'm sure I'll be very excited, but also feel like, I did my job, because it's my job to win races, and I feel that I should be winning races on 450s. I don't think there's really many better riders than me on a 450 in dirt track. So, I will feel that I've done my job, and I love the fans here. It's been great. We were talking just a little bit before this, and I'd mentioned that, with all those wins and the streak, that everybody just really cheered me on and told me that they hoped I would win today. And I was waiting year after year for that to change, and I felt like, they never really turned on me, which I felt was very special, and I think it's great that they didn't, because it wouldn't be as cool, if the fans weren't behind you and you're coming. It would just be a totally different race for me, honestly.
It's tradition.
Yeah.
Like, we like this tradition. We come to Peoria. We want to see the king of Peoria get 15.
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
it would be my 15th national win here, but
nobody's done that.
It's kind of tough, I think, to, for historic purposes, compare that type of thing because the talent pool is spread out a little bit now. You know,
You also can't compare because nobody's gotten 15 here.
Oh,
and this
yeah.
track's been around since the 40s.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's
I wasn't even around in the 40s. That says a lot. We're going to go. Henry Wiles, thank you.
In between two turns, one of our favorite segments here as we look at some of the fast guys talking things over. Brian Bronson down there talking with Max Whale about how the day's going so far. One of Breyer's toughest competition is down there with Kristen right now. Let's go check in with Kristen Beat one more time.
Yeah, I've got Jared Mees with me here, and just a few moments ago you were telling me I finished second to Henry in just about as many times as he's won here. So, I mean, you obviously know how to run well here, but today J.D. Beach and Breyer Bauman really have a hold on this track. Do you think you and this team has what it takes in the main event to kind of close the gap on those guys?
Yeah, it's no doubt that them two are probably the favorite to come in being the TT guys. I feel like the more laps I get out there, the more comfortable I get. I actually feel really comfortable for Peoria for me. I was a little bit hesitant coming in how I would feel, but I feel a lot better than I expected. I feel really consistent, and that's always key here. You got to hit your marks at Peoria. This is a place where people think you got to hang it out. You really got to be precise and hit your marks lap after lap because they all count. And I think that's where we're going to be strong, especially later in the main event.
You mentioned how I would feel. As we all know, earlier in this season, you sustained a pretty detrimental injury towards your season with a torn calf and some knee issues. Of all the tracks on the circuit and on the schedule this season, looking at Peoria, we knew it might take a toll on you, but just how much of a toll is this track taking on your body, and how is your leg feeling?
It actually feels fine. There's no excuses there whatsoever. Lima was the one, first or end of June that really played the biggest toll. From the very first lap out there, I knew it was going to be a long day for me that day. And the very first lap of Peoria, I felt solid. I've been doing a lot of riding back at home, trying to get back into, motocross shape, and I feel pretty good out there, honestly. So no issues right now with the knee.
When you look at this track, considering all the years you've raced on it, is there any changes on the track that you've kind of noticed throughout the seasons or throughout the years that you're trying to maybe get a better hold on this season?
We're pretty much reaching the home stretch of the amount of races that we have, and after we get past the Peoria TT, the next 5, I really feel like playing in my favor with the 4 miles and then Charlotte. So, this one, obviously me and Breyer are in the points hunt. He's definitely got a good lead on me, and this is a track that would probably more favor him than myself. But, we got to pull it together and do the best we can here and go into the next round, which is the Springfield Mile, with as tight as we can make it and let it happen from there.
You mentioned that this is a track where you really have to hit your marks because it is sequential if you miss one mark. But explain that to fans at home what that means.
Just not over, because if there's a lot of sections where when you land off the jump and you come through the right-hander and then you got to set up back for the left, and if you come off the jump wrong and land wrong, then it messes your entrance into the right-hander, which then would mess with your entrance going into the left-hander. So it's timing, and like I said, the perfect analogy is hitting your marks, honestly.
Thank you so much, Jared. Best of luck today. And guys, Jared has been looking sporty throughout the day. We'll see if he has what it takes in the main event.
We sure will. Jared currently sitting 4th fastest overall in qualifying here today. Here's a look back at the last round at Weed Sport, the New York short track. Meese pulled off a 3rd, and then the next night came away with the victory, his 3rd of the season. Jared Meese has 3 wins here in 2021 and 8 podiums. So if he didn't have that 15th place finish at Atlanta and an 8th place at Lima, he'd be up there battling for the championship. He's trying to close the gap between himself and Breyer. He's 22 points behind the leader. Breyer Bauman, your points there with 3 wins and 9 top 5s here in 2021. So again, opening ceremonies coming up at 1:50 p.m. We're having some fun out here at Thunder Valley. Yesterday, Kristen Beat caught up with the 2019 winner, Dallas Daniels. Let's take a listen.
All right, let's rewind back to 2019. A very humble, very hungry, soft-spoken, kind of unsure of himself, Dallas Daniels, 16 years old at the time, walks into the Peoria TT, a race where he has nothing to lose, and he walks away with his first AMA Pro flat track win in the singles class. On that day, I knew that you were experiencing just a scope of emotions. You were excited after qualifying, kind of nervous. But take me through that moment when you knew that you would be securing your first win.
Yeah, that day was, a little interesting on its own. It was like it was raining. We weren't sure if we were going to be able to race. Caterpillar came in and worked their magic, and the track was a little rough and a little tough, I think. For most of the guys, there were some crashes or whatever, so trying to overcome that, but I was really just out there having fun. I was trying some different stuff, and luckily we were fast, and I just kept plugging away, and I knew that, this race, I've been coming here since I was like 6 years old, watching my dad race, watching, Henry and all them guys race, and Jake Johnson air out the jump, and, eat PMC burgers or whatever, so this place just has a soft spot in my...
PMC burger. Explain to everyone at home what that is.
The PMC burger, you just have to come experience it.
It's at Peoria.
It's a loose meat sandwich. But
loose meat sounds nice.
But as a kid, I would eat like 4 a day. And seriously, ask Scotty Dubler.
Some people wonder how you make a champion for PMC.
If you see me win this weekend, I will have a PMC burger on the podium.
All right. What I find most interesting about that first win on that day, when I interviewed you on the podium, it almost seemed like you were surprised that you won. I mean, is that fair?
A little bit, yeah, because, Dan Bromley, he was another guy I'd watched
so
here.
Good, yeah.
Super good here. Jesse Janish had won 3 or 4 times, and he was good back in the big class, when he had a national number. So, I was coming in, like I said, just looking to have fun. I wanted to make the main event, run up front or whatever, and I was just, I don't know. And in my semi, I beat, Ryan Sipes, and I knew that, he's kind of a motocrosser, and this is a little different. He was good over the jump, but it's tough to figure out, so... it looked like Jesse was going to be the number 1 guy, and I don't know, we just got out to a decent start and made some quick passes, and I was able to pull away and pretty much just maintained, and it was not an easy win by any means, but it was definitely a little surprising that it came that quick, I guess.
I feel like every time we saw you in 2019, all eyes were on you. You were the lead story because it was, what will Dallas Daniels do here? He is the prodigy. He is the next guy in the sport. What was it like, or how did it feel to have all those eyes on you everywhere you went?
Yeah, it was definitely strange because, coming from road racing and, amateur dirt track, amateur dirt track, nobody's really watching you. It's amateur racing, people care, but not a lot of people care, you know what I mean? So, and then, road racing, I was kind of struggling. I wasn't in the limelight, so, it was a little different for me, but at the same time, I was just there to do my job and have fun. I race my dirt bike. That's what I want to do. That's what I'm here to do. I don't care how many eyes are on me. There's going to be a lot of friends and family coming this weekend, and I can let that pressure get to me, or I can just say, hey, who cares that all these people are here watching me?
Did you get groomed to be that way? Did someone tell you, hey, you cannot acknowledge these fans? Or is that just how you are naturally?
I mean, yeah, and you can't control the fans, what they're going to say. Oh, man, you got to win today. Want to see you.
Do you go on the social medias and read that stuff?
Yeah,
what fans
yeah,
say?
I definitely pay attention to everything that's going on, but I don't really care, because what do those Facebook guys know, I mean,
so
I know
everyone
way
at
more.
home on Facebook. He doesn't care.
All that, it's Facebook's got everybody way too comfortable with not getting punched in the face.
Right?
Everybody's way too comfortable with saying, this guy sucks, or this Super Twins rider count way too low, or I could beat this guy. No, you couldn't.
No, you couldn't.
No, you couldn't.
You hear that? You can't beat him.
You can't.
Being the prodigy, do you embrace kind of that name? Do you embrace being, from what we have seen from you, there's no reason why in years to come you won't be able to rack up championship after championship in the premier class.
I'd like to think so, yeah. I mean, the prodigy name, it's not going to be, eventually I'm going to be a veteran, or I'm going to be, the older guy. So I'm just enjoying the process. If there's anything my dad's built into my head, it's don't wish your life away. Enjoy every moment. Because even now,
do you still have fun?
Oh, yes. If I wasn't having, the day I stop having fun is the day I'll quit racing, because I'm not going to be out here spending everybody's money, or spending my own money, putting, life and stuff on the line to not have fun. And it'll always be fun for me. People say, oh, the fire will go out, or you'll want to retire, and someday I will, but I just, when I go home after the weekend, everybody's got shows they watch, or do this or do that, I watch motorcycle racing, not because to get better, because I love it.
I love that.
I watch so cool. I watch motorcycle racing. It
You're
is
one of the few
my
people
life.
who actually do that, because I'll talk to people in the pits about what shows they're watching, and I have noticed with conference calls, you're no, I'm out riding an amateur race, or I'm out racing this. So you are truly a racer through and through.
And it literally is my life. Every day I just think about motorcycle racing. How am I going to be better this weekend, or how am I going to do this? Where am I going to go ride?
We were just talking about,
this week I watched nothing but Peoria. I studied Peoria. It's just what I do. I just love it that much.
Yeah. I mean, I hate to ask you this, but do you ever crack? Like, you have to have a moment where you just get home and you're just like, I'm going to cry in the shower for an hour. Or do you not do that? Is that just me?
No, I don't. I can't say I've ever cried in the shower. After Pennsylvania, I wanted to cry in the shower.
Right.
I was, the thing about racing with me is, like, when racing's your life and it's what you do and it's what all you love and all you want to do, when it doesn't go right, everything's wrong. Like, when I got home from Pennsylvania, I'm like scratching my head, like I can't sleep at night, I can't eat, like I just want to train, go racing, and that's why going to them local races helps me, just because I just need to be racing. Like, when something's your life and it goes wrong, it's just the whole world's wrong. Like, I don't know what was happening. So it's like, it's definitely you definitely have them moments. I don't go to that extent, but somewhat.
Where you just crack, where you like break.
Yeah, you break and you just sit down, but then afterwards you really think about, like, do you really want to do this? Yes, I do. I really want to win this championship. Okay, if you want to do it, go out and fix it. That's what we did. And with that being said, just because you win and you're on top doesn't mean you go back to, like, okay, we're good, we can go back. No, you keep doing it. You keep pushing. You keep going to these races. You keep training hard. You don't quit, because, like, in this class, Max, Henry, Trevor Bruner, all these guys are on good equipment, and they will pounce.
Right.
You get comfortable, they will pounce.
The matchup that I'm really curious about is you and Henry Wiles. Obviously, Henry Wiles is the king of this place. Before his injury in 2019, he had racked up, I believe, 14 consecutive wins.
Before 2019, I watched one guy win a Grand National here my whole life.
And that was Henry Wiles.
Started his streak in August 2003. I was born in June 2003.
Yeah, it's crazy. So you've only seen your entire life Henry Wiles.
And now I'm going to race the guy.
Win the Peoria TT, and now you get to race him. That matchup is so interesting to me, only because I sense a turning of the tide, and Peoria may disagree with me, but, I mean, this is in your home state. It's nearby. You earned your first win here. You've said multiple times, this is my favorite place to race. And of course, you have that first win here, which makes it so special. I mean, is this your house yet? I feel like this might be the time that Henry hands over the keys to Peoria. I mean, maybe not willingly, but I mean, how do you feel about that? Like, do you care about taking Henry's house from him?
I mean, Henry's a bad dude for a reason, and there's a reason he's won all them races, and, he's very talented, and I have a lot of respect for Henry, because as a young kid, when you're a kid, you just want to go around, you want to meet all the pro riders and get their autographs, and Henry was always super cool to me and my family. So, like,
I feel like you're also dating him right now, because as a kid, you watched Henry.
Yeah, Henry was one of my idols, and so it's kind of been a weird situation for me to have to shift that focus to, like, here's Henry Wiles, to, I have to beat this guy. Like, I want to beat this guy. So I kind of already have that mentality from racing him last year, but at the same time, what's it going to take to beat Henry here? I don't know. Go ask him. He knows. I've never raced him here. I'm just coming here to race and, let the chips fall where they may.
Again, he's going for win number 2 here at the Peoria TT.
Going for his second win in a row. Again, thanks to Caterpillar, who, without Caterpillar being right here in Peoria, there's no way we could have raced here in 2019. They've actually saved us a couple times. They've dialed in the track for us today. They got that jump exactly the way it was in 2019. Opening ceremony is coming up at 1:50 p.m. Central Time Zone. After that, we get to the racing action here at Thunder Valley. We'll be right back.
Explore the full Indian motorcycle lineup, including the all-new redesigned FTR with 17-inch wheels and street-tuned suspension, or the new generation of a classic, the 2022 Indian Chief. For more info and to schedule a demo ride, visit IndianMotorcycle.com. Always wear a helmet, never drink and ride.
Falcon Tires is proud to be the official light truck tire of Progressive American Flat Track. Choosing the right tire for your truck or SUV is critical. And Falcon has you covered, offering highway terrains to all-terrains through torture-tested mud terrains. For more information on Falcon's full line of Wild Peak products, Please visit us at www.falcontire.com.
If you ever dreamed of blue skies, fresh air, and blue-green water, then look no further. If your idea of heaven on earth includes velvet golf courses, romantic evenings, and a setting sun, then you owe it to yourself to check out Southwest Florida's beautiful Punta Gorda and its neighboring areas. At mydigitallisting.com, we've been making dreams come true for over a decade.
SBS is your single source for brake parts and components. From pads to rotors, shoes, and other important parts, covering motorcycles, scooters, motocross bikes, ATVs, and UTVs. We create the power to stop you so you can go ahead. Find the right parts for your bike at www.sbsbrakes.com.
Klotz Synthetic Lubricants is proud to be the official lubricant of American Flat Track. Family owned and made in America since 1959. Klotz has built its reputation by answering the call of racers and performance enthusiasts who won't settle for anything less than superior synthetic lubricants. Racers and performance buffs around the world rely on Klotz to get them to the checkered flag. Order today at klotzlube.com.
With over 300 world championship titles, for 44 years, Öhlins advanced suspension technology has been providing the pinnacle of suspension for all areas of motorsports. For rotor, track, dirt, or asphalt, when you choose Öhlins products to elevate your performance, you get Öhlins USA support and service to keep fueling your passion for excellence.
Whelen designs and manufactures reliable and powerful warning lights, white illumination lighting, sirens, controllers, and high-powered warning systems for various industries worldwide. Every part of every Whelen product is proudly designed and manufactured in America. On the road, in the air, and around the world, Whelen is trusted to be seen, trusted to be heard, trusted to perform.
Hello? Now it's working. Good afternoon, everybody. It is a beautiful day. I am so excited to be here for Progressive American Flat Track, brought to you by the very good people over at Law Tigers. I just want to make sure that my microphone is working right now. From what I've been told, are the crazy louder people that are over by the jump. Can you guys hear me back there? I would just like to say that was absolutely pathetic. So now, everybody that's here, and you know what, why not? Everybody that's home right now, watching this on Facebook Live, the millions of people all over the planet that are ready for some incredible racing. Can you hear me? Let's do it. 3, 2, 1, make some noise! I am so ready. This is going to be such an incredible day. We've got a lot of great race fans here. And right now, I would like to introduce everybody to Bob Chatton, who is the race director from the Peoria Motorcycle Club. Bob, this is an incredible track with so much great history.
Oh, you bet. Welcome to the PMC. This happens to be our 74th running of the TT race here. Law Tigers has helped us. Country Saloon has helped us. This PMC park was started, the foundation for our clubhouse was dug December 7th, 1941, if anybody remembers that day. It was guided by Bruce Walters, the Harley-Davidson dealer in town, so this club was really his baby. I want to thank our PMC sponsors, naturally Caterpillar, who helps us get this track in race shape, and it's in fine race shape today, SciTech, and anyway, the technical equipment that puts our TT track in the right jump, the right banking of the corners. Our local sponsors have continually supported this track. We wouldn't be able to do it without them. So thank you, fans, for coming out. I know it was a little shaky on the weather, but we're looking to go racing. So let's hit the dirt.
Let's talk a little bit about the ladies that are riding around the track. I've been riding motorcycles forever, and I know the Motor Maids have been an organization, I believe, for 81 years. Women all over North America, and they get together for their love of motorcycle riding and to help promote safety. And we've got some of the Motor Maids riding around here today.
Yes, we do. These group of ladies are passionate motorcyclists. And the high mileage rider, the long distance rider who came to the track today from Antioch, Illinois, Sam Brown, 213 miles. So give Sam a hand. She's going to win the award.
And again, this is an incredible organization. I think they're, correct me if I'm wrong, something like 1,300 members. They've been doing this from America, Canada, and it's just all these women that get together for their love of riding, and you can find about them on the web. And right now we are going to wait for Sam Brown to get this award. She rode 213 miles here today, and I would really looking forward to seeing some big air on that trike, but I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon. So we're waiting for, let's give it up for the Motor Maids. So are we waiting for Sam Brown right now? Is one of these ladies Sam Brown? Here, Bob, I'll give you the microphone and you can present her with the award.
Sounds fine. Fine ride machine, Sam.
Thank you.
How's it handled? Nice? Going down the road. Well, we really appreciate you coming to the PMC Park today. Here's your award.
Well, thank you very much.
Come back next year and win another one. We'd like to see you.
I will. Thank you so much.
You bet. Thank you. Real nice ride.
Ladies and gentlemen, everybody at the Peoria Motorcycle Club, and how about everybody at home too? Please rise and remove your hats for our invocation from the PMC. Let's give it up for Dan Lohr.
Thank you. Would you please all bow and pray with me? Lord, we thank you for this day and all the days we are given. We ask for safety for all who are in attendance. We ask for safety, especially for the riders who've come out in fair competition. Just keep them safe, Lord, now and in the future of racing. Help them to get home safely to their family. Lord, we especially lift up our military. Keep them safe. We know the price of freedom is not free. Be with them, Lord, especially now. We lift up those who are sick, battling illness, cancer, whatever the case might be. You know, we lift those things up to you. Lord, just help us and give us guidance in our lives. Help us to love one another regardless of our circumstances. Help us with direction in our lives. Lord, we ask for your blessing on this day. In Jesus' name, amen.
Thank you, Dan Lohr, and please remain standing for your national anthem by Carolyn Gilmore.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the proud banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Let's give it up for Carolyn Gilmore. You can feel it right now, can't you? Can't you feel it? Something really exciting is about to happen. I am so ready to get today's Progressive American Flat Track race underway here at the incredible facility of Peoria Motorcycle Club. I know the people all over the world that are watching us live right now on NBC Gold are ready. I know everybody here at the PMC is ready. I usually get the day started by saying back to you, Scotty, but today it is his birthday weekend. So I'd like everybody to repeat after me, happy birthday, Scotty. 3, 2, 1, happy birthday, Scotty.
Thanks a lot, Ricky. I certainly appreciate that. It's been a great week. There's been a lot of birthdays for sure happening. There are a couple of extra special birthdays happening today. Shelby Miller racing with us on the number 45 bike, and then Kelly, who works for American Flat Track. It's her birthday today, as well as Jalen Norris. So happy birthday to all. Earlier in the week, it was Corey Texter's, and yesterday was Jesse Janish's. Man, it's been a lot of birthdays this week, and it's mine just a couple of days ago. So thanks a lot, Ricky. As the Motormaid's getting ready to pull off, and then we'll get into the racing action. So far, we have heard from Kristen Beat. We have heard now from Ricky Rackman. I'm Scotty Dillard. Joining me in the booth, your 2013 Grand National Champion, the Bullet. Welcome to the Finding the Finish Community Center.
Thanks a lot, Scotty. It's awesome to be here. Thank you, Raymond, for being so generous to offer this AC trailer to us. Sorry for everybody out in the smelter